Better Hit The Mat podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final episode. Let's have to turn it down a bit. My audio keeps clipping, so I'm just sorry. The final episode of Better Hit the Mat podcast, allegedly a fitness podcast. We're back with you as ever. I am joined by Tom, Travis, and Ryan. I'm going to do it in the right order. Hi, guys.
Perfect. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Last episode. I'm feeling a little sad, so we should probably get this out of the way first.
Yeah.
This was fun while it lasted, boys.
Yeah.
10. Who thought we would make it?
Who would have thought?
I'd put some well-known sad music over the top, but we'd get some kind of copyright infringement, so I won't do that.
That's true.
Cheers. 10 seconds last week we put in, and they pulled us for it. Unbelievable. The internet is a strange, strange place. Have you all recovered from having my wife on the show?
So much fun.
Sky too much.
So much fun, Boz. I like you even more, Boz, than I did before, and I already liked you. But man, just getting to know her a little bit better because I've never got a chance to talk to her. That was just amazing. So, yeah, it was awesome.
You see what I have to put up with, and that makes me a more special person.
You're a much more patient man than we thought we. Love her.
Yeah, I mean, I get away with precisely nothing. Yeah, no, I love it to bits. And we had wonderful feedback again. But before we get into that, we have a couple of things to cover. This evening's episode, for reasons that will become clear because of tonight's guest, we respect our guests and their beliefs and what they hold true. And out of respect, we're going to try to curtail our swearing on this episode. So we have decided I'm going to be doing a running tally at the top of the screen. We are doing a swear jar. And when we do swears, that total you'll see in the corner there, which is currently $0. Some will be adjusted for pounds sterling. We'll go up if anybody drops a fuck bomb. I mean, a swear bomb. I mean, a shit does a swear, and we will pay whatever that says at the end, and we'll see where we go. Oh, real dollar bills.
This is a fucking terrible idea. One down the jar.
What I didn't tell Tom is the amount of swears will go up exponentially.
No, damn it. Can I have my dollar bill back?
Should have started with a penny.
You guys know how tight I am with my money. So.
Somebody signed up for his nutrition services so he could swear.
I am going to be plugging my shit all around the whole show.
Of course, the other thing is that the more they do swear, the more editing work I have. So I am kind of hoping that the amount stays lower. But yeah, you won't see what the exponential rises until I actually do the edit because I can't do overlay graphics until afterwards. So you're putting a lot of trust in me for this one.
We love you, buddy. You're my best friend ever.
Oh,
best guy in the world. Handsome too.
Keep it
so
low.
I look like a Yeti. Like lockdown is over. And I thought, yes, lockdown's over. I go to my barber's website because it's appointment only now because of the COVID. So I look it up and it's like 2 weeks time. So I'm stuck looking like Sasquatch for another few weeks.
Just keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah, I'm thinking plat. I can get to a plat by January. Don't you think? It's just kind of long. It's got to be done. Here's the guy from, is it Mudvayne? I don't know.
Yes. You had it.
I want that. Yeah. So
yeah, his name is Chad.
He just knows everything. Have you got his phone number? I bet you have.
If we have a Mudvayne trivia night, I want you on my team, pal.
Yeah. Let's go.
I'm telling you now, never do trivia with Ryan.
As long as the trivia revolves around LD50 and maybe half of their second album, I'm down. We're good.
And wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling. Big news, and it's kind of ironic that this happens on our last ever show. You tell him, Ryan.
Okay, I am happy to announce that Pandora finally wants some of that Better Hit the Mat smoke. We have finally been approved by that piece of shit audio service.
Wow.
Oh my God. So I'm gonna ask you a dumb question. How do we get? What took so long?
So basically, when it comes to launching a podcast, you have to have all these different things. You have to have a service, and then we have an RSS feed that we push out to all these other services. And so when we upload, it goes to their services through this link. Well, with Pandora, you submit your podcast, and you have to, with a few other things too, you have to have certain size thumbnails, certain number of episodes published, certain number of this. Well, Pandora, literally, you just have to request your podcast be carried. And they said that it was going to take up to 6 weeks. Well, we're now 10 episodes in every 2 weeks. So that's 20 weeks.
20 weeks.
And yeah, 20 weeks is what it took them. Yes, exactly. It's really tough. In times of COVID, it's very difficult to approve podcasts for Pandora.
Yeah.
So, but
I think it's probably just they watched an episode and just spent 20 weeks going.
They put it in the hard no.
Well, do your favor, guys. Leave it off.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the headquarters of Pandora is actually in Moline. So that's why we were kind of down. So while we're on the topic, guys, this is so for you guys that are in Moline, use it. Done.
Oh my God.
I was watching Andy Kaufman thing the other day. That was his big promo against all the people in Alabama. Was showing how to use soap. I was dying. I saw bar soap.
I was like, is that Tic Tacs? Is that?
It is some. This is sponsored by Shamrock Fitness, Irish Spring.
See, we got the Shamrock. Look at it.
Brilliant.
Smell like Travis happy each and every day.
He loves me.
Yeah.
So I love the coincidence of this though. Like it's get to the last show and they finally approve us. So there you go, Pandora. Last episode. Fuck you, mic drop.
Absolutely brilliant.
I hope that was a broken mic.
Would have been a lot better if I'd got it in shot, really, wouldn't it?
Sound like Lavinia just threw a brick at you.
Oh, that was earlier.
That's what happened earlier.
Awesome.
So, on to the feedbacks.
Ooh.
Yes.
So Travis.
Yeah.
Have you got one? That name looks far too easy to pronounce.
I do. I believe I have one. Yes, I do. This one here is from Amanda Blocker. She says, I was waiting for you to do Kristen's what about the fact that you aren't going to add 5 pounds of muscle in 1 week. I appreciate the nutritional information, and I did not know the incorrect myth about fat and muscle. Lavinia was awesome, and it was wonderful to hear Boz's interactions. Thanks for doing these, in parentheses, better be more than 10. Awesome.
Bad for
we
him.
shall see.
We shall
Thank
see.
you, Amanda. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Yes. Cheers.
Can I just say I love the way Travis pronounces my wife's name because it's correct because there is an accent on the I.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So the man we've been giving shit for pronunciations for weeks now has just picked up the nuance of it and got it spot on.
I had her last name correct too, assholes.
Ooh.
So before we continue, does asshole count as a swear for the jar, or is that not severe?
It does. Yes, it does.
Okay, right. Okay, I'm not sure where the line is because, like, you Americans say you're pissed about this and you're pissed about that, and you're gonna have a piss. But if you're gonna have a piss, that's ruder than being pissed because you can be pissed and that's fine. But like here, pissed is rude, however you say it. So
It's true.
is pissed rude? Because I just said it a lot. That's gonna cost me.
No, it does not. Actually, on that same idea, and maybe this is one of those what's up with that, and it includes wrestling, but on the 15th or 20th anniversary of Undertaker throwing Mankind off of Hell in the Cell onto a table, WWE tweets, on this date so many years ago, Undertaker tosses Mankind off of Hell in the Cell cage onto table. Mick Foley then responds, can we not say tossed off for the sake of our UK audience?
Oh, I love him. Actually, I watched that documentary. What's it called? Not Hit the Mat.
Dark Side of the Ring?
No, another one. It's a lot about Foley.
Yeah. I know what you're talking. Dark Side of the Mat. Yes.
Beyond the mat.
Beyond the mat.
There you go.
Beyond the mat. Yeah, because it's similar to our title, so I thought I'll watch that.
Yeah.
And what what a genuinely lovely bloke.
Wow, unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost enough to make me appreciate wrestling. Almost.
Yeah, he's one of the kind souls of wrestling, honestly.
For sure. Hard-working man, too. Good Lord, to set up his family, the things he did.
Oh, flipping heck. I had no idea, to be honest.
Yeah, he tells a pretty good story about there was a time where he had 3 different characters simultaneously in WWE. He had Mankind, Dude Love, and Cactus Jack. And he entered the Royal Rumble as all 3. And he was super excited to finally show his son him entering the Royal Rumble 3 times. He's like, I'm the only person to ever done that. You know, how incredible is that? He goes, so you had 3 chances and you lost all 3? And that's children for you.
Our kid. Dude, a smart little guy.
But the match where he goes up against The Rock, and you're like, The Rock's a lovely bloke. We know him. This will be fine. And you see how traumatized his wife and kids are watching it live. You're like, if you thought wrestling was like all fake, like those reactions cannot be manufactured for a camera. She had to take them out because they couldn't stand to see someone doing that to their dad. And they were told before he went in, this is pretend. He's not really going to hurt him, but he's bleeding from the head. Like, that's insane. Honestly,
just like Dallas says, you can't fake gravity, man.
You cannot.
Right.
Or a steel chair.
Yeah.
Or traumatic brain injury.
Well, you know, Boz, to carry on that, what the fuck's up with that briefly in our brief conversation earlier today, I'm going to say that I would go ahead and bet that these guys would agree with me that pudding does not include all desserts.
Oh, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Enlighten me.
Absolutely,
I don't know about this.
Okay. So,
yeah.
you explain, Travis.
No, go ahead. It was your post I hijacked, so go ahead.
It was Aaron Johnson's post, and he posted a very funny thing about saying, I can't believe that the Brits call mac and cheese. It should be so like cock widdly biddly bong or something strange. And my response was basically, it's because like we only have different names for things that we invented, and like that culinary abomination is on you guys entirely, which I thought was funny, but no one laughed at. I think they thought I was being serious. And then the thread continued to some other things, and Travis said, "Well, you can keep the name of your desserts," and he posted a picture of a spotted dick. That I'm not putting money in the jar for, because that's the name of a dessert. Okay,
that is the name of a. You said dessert, exactly.
And I can't remember. I said basically pudding is what we have for dessert.
Really? So if it's cake or a cupcake or ice cream, you're going to say I'm having pudding?
Yep. So
really?
pudding's the course after your main course for dinner.
Yeah. Here pudding is literally
pudding.
Pudding.
Yeah. But also we have spotted dick pudding, treacle pudding, other puddings. So like a pudding is that thing that Travis posted. It's cooked in a bowl. It's made of sponge. There's chocolate pudding. So that is a specific type of dessert. So we're not disputing that. But somewhere along the lines in England, you would always say, "Mom, what's for pudding?"
When my nephew was like 6 or 7 years old, we went to Kroger and he wanted pudding. And so I bought a box of Jell-O instant pudding. And we go home, and he's pissed that I won't buy snack packs. But I'm a broke-ass college student, so I ain't buying you, snack packs. And so we go home, put together the milk, whip it all up, put it all together. He's still skeptical. Finally pull it out 5 minutes later, and it's a bowl of pudding. And he goes, "You can make this stuff?"
I get 20 times the amount you get out of a snack pack.
Oh, I love it.
But see,
that's forever.
That runny stuff you call pudding, we call custard.
Yeah,
and you put custard on your treacle pudding.
Now
so
see, here you put custard in donuts, man, or you freeze it, and it's like a type of ice cream. So
no, that's cream.
Crazy.
See?
And also, because I know Travis is drinking it tonight, I have to bring this up. He's drinking the reassuringly expensive beer, which for some reason people think is a sophisticated choice, but actually in the UK we call it wife beater. Because
Stella,
watch out, Robin.
He's drinking Stella, and it basically is what violent people drink and then go home and do nasty things.
So the perception here of why that's a sophisticated beer is because the glass it comes in. You order
because it's marketed and you get it in the flute.
You get the flute and it's real fancy and you pay extra.
What kind of glass you talking about?
Look at
that glass you talking about.
Well, no,
Yeah,
like if
exactly.
you look at your bottle, at one time they actually had a reason as to why they want it in that shape and the way that it cycles everything around, and it affects the taste. And it was a huge marketing campaign here in America. Like I was over in the UK, saw Stella everywhere, tried it, thought it tastes like cornmeal to me. I just
Tastes like ass. I'm sorry.
And then came to America, and it was just like that's all they did was like go nationwide with it. Everywhere you looked, Stella was everywhere. Those glasses were everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I was
in my area,
bouncing at a bar at the time, and those glasses are a pain in the ass to clean because we had a glass machine where you just literally put it on a little rotating brush, and you just do it once, then put it in the sandy rinse, and then hang it. You couldn't do it with those flutes. You had to do all those flutes by hand. It was just a nightmare.
well, in my area, all the hipsters have taken over the beer scene. So if it's not an IPA, I just want to find a good German Pilsner, and it's hard to find a good German Pilsner,
That's
so
a shame.
if it's not some shitty IPA, it is what it is.
And
kind of
IPAs taste like pennies in your mouth, man. Ugh.
Sours got big this year, man. So
Oh,
in our area,
God.
everything went from IPA to sour, like straight up.
I'd like
That's
to
just people that can't
punch the
make beer.
person in the mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like everything for a while when microbreweries were huge, everything was a cider. It's because they didn't know how to brew. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this
cider.
this guy's super shitty.
Now cider's good.
Oh, I love cider. Like that's being on the way that I eat. I can't do ciders anymore, man. And I just I love ciders. Just absolutely miss the hell out of them. Especially Strongbow. Love Strongbow.
That was my summertime drink, and Guinness was my wintertime drink.
You ever mix them 50-50?
Strongbow is the stellar equivalent of ciders.
Yes, absolutely.
Gets you more drunk and more violent. Yeah.
You ever taken a Strongbow, mix it with a Guinness, call it a Black Apple? Whew. Top notch, man.
No,
Ooh, no. I mean,
stuff.
like
nope.
cider and black is, or snake bite and black. Sorry, is the drink that they banned in the UK, mixing lager and cider together. So, so just so you know, when you come to the UK, if you see large men drinking lots of Stellas one after the other, you might want to go to a different pub. No, I've had friends who'd go out drinking with them, and they would drink Kronenberg for a night, and they would go out another week and they'd drink Stella, and by the end of the night, they were being twats.
Listen, the UK is full of people who like to fight, man. So you can blame it on whatever kind of beer you want to blame it on.
Yeah.
But people like to headbutt and fight in the UK. So
That is true.
Well, Boz,
So that was a
isn't it
hell of a
like-
tangent.
Yeah. But Boz, if you come to the States and you see a group of big guys drinking Four Locos and taking gas station dick pills, run because they want to fight you. And then
Or exactly.
I'll take your word for that.
do you have Four Loco over there?
No.
I don't think so.
Thank
No.
God.
I'm gonna get
Is that
this
like
joke back
Dos
on the
Equis?
road. No, it is. It's sugar and alcohol,
Ooh.
dude. It's just
Some
sugar
sort of
and alcohol.
malty. Ooh.
Yeah.
Caffeine.
So, more reviews here, boys.
Oh, yes,
Oh my
carry on,
God.
please do.
We got a
Reel
guest
it
backstage. All right,
do.
so we got this one's from Justin Saladin. I put this one in for a good reason. So it says, "Well, guys, I've been in the weeds for the last few episodes. Can't wait for the next one. I've been friends with Ryan for a while. I knew him when he had the Nichols body. You all have great chemistry, and I love the podcast. I just wish it were on Pandora. Nonetheless, keep it up, and maybe think about doing these weekly." So
Maybe he's responsible for getting us on Pandora. Who knows?
that's right.
Justin,
So,
I'm sure you're a
Justin, you'll be
really
happy
nice.
to know
I'm
we
sure
are
you're,
on Pandora.
Love it.
But
Justin.
I've known Justin. Yeah. Cheers, Justin.
cheers,
Real quick
cheers.
here.
I'm reserving my cheers because he said we should do this weekly.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
No,
surprised.
cheers.
So
There's no
I've,
way.
I've known Justin since maybe 2005. We used to work at Schwann's together. His brother's actually the person that trained me. We started like on the same day. Then we kind of both went our separate ways. And when I started DDP yoga, he did too. Like we had just like I had made a post about it, and he was like, "Hey, I saw you join the DDP yoga group. I am doing this too." And we were kind of like doing everything together like for about 3 months, and then he fell off. I kind of kept going, and then he just messaged me going on maybe like 3 weeks ago, or about a week. No, it's about a week ago. And he's like, "Hey, look what I did." And he renewed the app for a year.
Nice.
So he's going to really try and hit it full force. He said he's been watching the show and tuning in, and it's kind of pushed him to make himself better. And so literally that's what we do. We're not out here trying to impress anybody. We're trying to inspire you. And so
Hey,
hopefully
speaking of
that's what it is.
Yeah, speaking of that, Ryan, I got a message from Abby today, and she started her Facebook group geared towards her business. And, and she sent me a message and said, you guys were the ones that basically pushed me to do this. So, yeah, we're definitely inspired. That's awesome. Yeah.
Good luck, Abby. We believe in you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%. So, and then
I just
Justin, man,
I want to
stick
shout
with
out.
it.
I want to shout out Team Creaky as well. Hashtag Team Creaky.
Team Creaky.
My 100 days challenge group. Several of us have had quite a few issues the last, and it's been like, I felt like shit today, but I did my workout anyway. Here's a scorecard.
I think you said that you guys are the kings of the felt like crap hit the mat anyways. That you're in charge.
So far. So that's the first 10 days. Like, check in on day 50.
Time's up by 10.
We might
right.
change our hashtag. We'll see.
Team slightly less creaky.
Team, oh God, what did I sign up for? Anyway.
Love it.
Oh,
Well,
sorry.
guys, I got the next review by Dane Gorman, and this is actually called me out. He says, Tom, I'm trying to find the subscription button to your website. Brazzers is usually easier to navigate, so I'm told. So I've been getting a lot of problems with that. The problem is, guys, Sham Rock Fitness is not it. It's Sham Cock Fitness, COCK. So Brazzers /ShamCockFitness.com, and you should be able to find everything you need. I'll send you a 15% off discount.
I tried to get Travis to purchase that URL as well and redirect it, but he didn't think that anybody would have the gall to do that. And I'm like, Tom would.
I'm losing out. Someone bought it.
He's getting a lot of people in his group because of that. So, it's redirecting your way. I'm sure he's doing this strategically, but I got to eat.
Mods are really on watch for all those. Oh, speaking of mods being on watch, Kenny Dunn tried to float us something in the 100-day group last night. He goes, hey, East Coast mods are probably asleep. Let's see if they delete this meme. So I just wrote, found it, bitch.
That's going to be the new thing, sneaking a meme in.
That's right.
Oh, I haven't
All
even
right,
started
boss.
my game on that yet. Speaking of Kenny Dunn, he sent us a video a couple of weeks back, actually, and we probably should have played it last week, but hey, yes, it's us. So this one's actually something he sent in as a video dedicated to our previous guest, Naren Flanders. So I'm just going to play that now.
Hey there, Hit the Mat guys. I see you're very amused by me working out in costume, and one of your recent guests, Naren Flanders, is a big Walt Disney World fan. Well, believe it or not, 20 years and 80 pounds ago, I used to work at Walt Disney World at Space Mountain, and I still have my costume. So Naren Flanders, this one's for you.
Now, I love how dogs get involved with the DDP yoga workout. That dog is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So Kenny sent that without music. So that music was added by me. You're welcome.
Does Mr. Flanders have a competitor entering the arena here? I don't know. I know Naren loves Disney. Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got outfits. We'll have to check.
He will soon. Kenny, we need to know, is that going to be for sale?
Well, stocking stuffer for Christmas.
Amazing.
So I guess it's about that time we should probably bring on the guest. Trav, you want to do the honors?
Yeah, definitely. This guest is something special. For most people in the DDPY community, this week's guest needs no introduction. She's been documenting her entire journey to health for the last year, and you can't scroll more than 10 posts without seeing her smiling face or catch her offering words of encouragement on someone's community post. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my good friend, Ms. Tina Gaspard.
He pronounced the G as well.
Hey! Tina's finally in the house.
Nailed it.
Oh,
Cheers.
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 We waited too long for this, Tina. We waited too long.
And I have to say, I'm really sorry about the mispronunciation of your name the other week.
That's okay. It's not the worst thing I've ever been called.
Ooh.
So you may have seen we have a tally going of the swear jar for tonight, because obviously we know you're a little bit sensitive to the swears, so we're going to try and keep them to a minimum. And
Try.
We're not doing.
Yeah. Okay.
We're not doing so well so far.
So, are you going to donate the massive amount of money that you wind up collecting in this jar to charity or something?
Yes, that's the plan. We were kind of floating around a few different ideas. Yes, massive. I like that you put that adjective in there.
It's gonna be fucking huge.
So what we decided was we had Abby on a few weeks back, and she talked about wanting to get her cert, and that we had talked about trying to figure out a way to help her get that cert. So we figured, why not fire that up from the get-go and take what we're going to do here and try and start at least generating her on that goal. And if anybody in the community is watching this and they want to throw in too, we'll create a PayPal link, and you can donate $2, $3, whatever it is, just to help her get to that point. And hopefully we can help her get started on investing in herself a little more than she already has.
I love that.
Great idea.
We're not
So
that
feel
bad.
free to contribute, Tina, if you would like.
Yeah.
No matter how strong or how light you wish.
Poopy count? Because I do say poopy quite a bit.
Yeah,
We're not
actually, can
penny
we just,
stock.
let's just, I mean, yeah, we
We're not
always
investing in
start
penny
with-
stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if we have a scale? What if we have like
This
her swears? That might not be a bad thing.
we always ask every guest, their backstory and how it starts. But actually, I want to start with this one. This is like the real nitty-gritty question, Tina,
Okay.
is say the word fuck.
No.
It's a good shot. It's a good chance.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever said that in my life.
Are you sure?
I am from the generation where that was the unsayable word. Like, I have never heard my parents
Ever?
say that word, ever. I really,
Boz.
I don't think I've ever said that word.
Boz, can you roll that video for me?
Oh, this video.
Well, if the first 10 minutes of this week's episode are any indication,
my gosh.
I need to start brushing up on my F words and colorful language, but by Sunday, so I probably should start practicing right now. So,
I don't know.
You
Got it on
see, I
tape.
thought that was just between us, but now I know better. So
That's right.
Oh, look, Tina's name just appeared on the scorecard. Hey.
Hey! Contribution.
oh my gosh.
That's right. Whatever it
But
takes
you know what,
to get
Mike?
to that goal.
My mum was that generation as well. I can tell you this story because it slayed me. So you've heard of the game Cards Against Humanity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So my mum's a very Christian lady and brought me up the same way. And I never heard even an S word in the house, okay? She's just doesn't swear. That's not the kind of person she is. And Cards Against Humanity came out, and this is when my stepdad was still alive, and we gathered the family around, and I very reluctantly played this game with my family. It was the American original version of the game as well. And I can't remember the exact combination of the cards, but obviously you read your answer, don't you, before you put it in? No, sorry, when you're when it's you're the question reader, you read out each card.
Right.
So my mum's reading out the cards that we've played, and she said the word motherfucker.
Oh god!
I like it's the funniest moment of my life. I just burst out laughing. I went, "Mum, you can't say that word." She said, "It's on the card."
At least she follows the rules. She's
It's
a
so
team player.
funny.
Exactly.
So funny.
We were playing with my brother and his wife, and she had to read out a card, and she goes, "What's pixelated boo cake?" And somebody's like, "That's bukkake." And she goes, "What's that?" And they just said, "I don't know. You should Google it." Right? She goes, "Oh my god!"
Get ready for the viruses.
Yeah. In the same game, I had to explain what queefing was to my mother as well. So that was,
There's a lot of explaining he has to do that shit.
yeah.
Oof.
Although the funniest one, I think, was when my sister pulled the card. How did I lose my virginity? But anyway, let's go down the dark road.
I'm going to need a timestamp after this conversation so that when I share this with people, I can say, you know what? Just start here.
We'll
Oh,
cringe
good
and
point.
timestamp.
Okay.
I'll do you a PG version. No, I don't have time. I don't have time. Sorry.
Skip right to the bloopers, and then we're good.
Parents are going to want to
It's the
watch.
very, very beginning and the very, very end.
Yes.
Hey, this is an adult podcast. I'm not asking you to
Just
send it to
music.
your nephews now. I mean, they watch. They're big fans, but
Big fans.
I'm not going to ask you to send it.
Okay.
Well, we'll teach you how to video edit and just drop that bleep sound in where we need to, and then you can do your
It's
own.
a nightmare. Yeah, this whole first 4 minutes is just one long.
Bleep, bleep.
Before the
Hey, well,
swear
we never-
jar.
Well, here's the thing. We never even established how much the words cost.
They are exponential. So first
Yeah.
one's $1, then 2, then 4, then 8.
Oh, got you. I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
It might not be that tall a scale, but we'll see as I tot up in the edit.
Congratulations, Abby. Oh my God. Here we go.
She's gonna
And new
get L1,
L1.
L2,
And she's going to buy the PC at a discounted rate.
Yeah, L3's not even out yet. She's already paid for it.
Done.
Yep. I've just realized, given the amount of swearing I've done up to this point, I am switching to the good place swearing. So
Ooh.
Yes.
holy shirt.
Holy shit.
I'm
That's
fucking
good shirt,
done.
man. Good shirt.
Good shirt.
All right, so Tina, do you want to take? Let's actually get into this for real.
Okay.
How did you end up here? Like,
Oh.
where did you start? I mean, like I said, most people kind of know your story.
Yeah.
At least they're familiar with you. But tell me what kind of started this whole thing.
Well, what started my DDPY journey was a really bad doctor's visit, essentially. I've been overweight since I was about 13 years old. And, you know, I gained, there was one summer between, I think it was 7th and 8th grade, and I gained like 35 pounds. And nobody that I went to school with, when I went back to homeroom, the same kids that I had been in homeroom with since 1st grade, like they didn't even recognize me. And then once they realized who I was, they treated me differently. You know, I had to basically make all new friends that year. And that was kind of like, I changed as a person that moment, you know? So it's been like a series of just trying different things. I've done Couch to 5K multiple times. I've done every type of diet you can imagine. And inevitably I would hit a wall, and then it would take me like years to finally like try again and start over. And then I'd hit a wall again. And it was like this awful cycle. And, so one day, actually, I was at church, and I couldn't stand up for very long to sing songs or anything like that. Like every joint in my body hurt. My back was seizing up on me. It was just miserable. And so that day, like I asked for a miracle, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put feet to my faith, and I'm going to make up an appointment with a doctor. I'm going to make sure that there's not anything that I need to take into consideration before I start trying to do anything. And then we're gonna it's do or die time, you know, like I'm not getting any younger. And so my previous doctor had moved, and so I had a brand new doctor, and I went in and I told her the whole thing. And she looked at me and she said, "It will be impossible for you to lose weight without surgery." And I was not expecting anybody to tell me that. You know, I went in like, I'm gonna do this. I want to make a plan. I just need to make sure physically I am okay, you know? And it was just I left very, very discouraged. And then I got mad, you know? And I was just like, you don't know me. We just met. Like, you don't get to tell me what's possible for me. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I found a new doctor and got all the tests that I originally, you know, wanted done. I had everything checked and x-rayed and blah, blah, blah. And then I started trying to go to the gym, and I couldn't. I couldn't even do 10 minutes of slow walking on a treadmill. Every joint in my body would just inflame, and I would be eating at Advil the whole rest of the day, just to get through the day. And so I was like, well, this sucks, you know, like I have to do these things to lose weight and get healthy, but I do these things and like I'm going to be eating pills all day just to survive. And that's not the type of life that I want. And so a friend of mine had suggested yoga to me, and I was like, I'm not a yoga person. Like, that's not me. And but I couldn't do anything else. So I looked into it, and I Googled yoga for bigger bodies. And I found Vance's video, and then I watched Arthur's video and Chase and all the people, you know, and I just basically binge watched everything that I could find on DDPY. And I asked my parents. My parents actually happened to ask me around that same time, like what I wanted for Christmas from them. And I was like, I want this. I want this program. And they were gracious enough to get it for me. And so I got it Christmas Day. And I started the day after Christmas. And it's been almost a
Not
year.
the day after New Year's Day
Nope,
or
exactly.
when the pies have gone. No, tomorrow. Love
Exactly.
I don't know how many times Travis, Tom, all of us have seen those posts in the group where they're like, just got my DVDs, gonna start them next week. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Are you waiting for your DVD player to arrive, dude? Like, put it in the damn disc, put the disc in and hit the mat, dude. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. Like,
All the
yeah.
time.
Why'd you say that? I can't believe I did that when I got them, because I am the worst. If I walk through the door and there's a package of a new thing and like I've got work to do or something else, I'm just like, ooh, open play with. How does this work? Oh shit, I'm supposed to be doing that.
Right,
But-
exactly. You get anything else and you tear it open and you dive in immediately because you're
Yeah.
excited about it, right? And
Because I knew it meant work, I sat on it for 3 months.
exactly. But I knew, like, I knew there was no waiting until Monday or the beginning of the month or anything like that. Like, I needed to start yesterday. And so
So what was your first workout?
my first workout, I think, was the Diamond Dozen.
Okay.
And
how'd you leave it?
I was like, I can't do this. Like, this is, on one hand, I was just like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do. I couldn't even do 20% of what he was walking us through. But then, you know, I started going through and I saw that they had the standing program. And so I was like, well, let me back up a little bit and start with the standing and see where that goes. And that was still really hard for me. It was still extremely hard. But I'm so glad that happened because I learned so many modifications that I still use sometimes, you know, depending on what my body's doing that day. So yeah, I did the stand strong for, I want to say maybe 6-7 weeks. And then I tried energy again and I felt amazing. Like, I still had to use modifications. I still wasn't on the mat yet, but I felt amazing. And I was like, that's it. I'm gonna modify where I need to modify, but I'm doing this. And it was only a couple more weeks after that before I was actually able to get on the mat. And I pushed up into down dog for the first time. Yeah, it's been just building and getting, like they say, getting stronger every day since, which is.
I remember seeing like initial posts. I think the very first thing I saw from you was you had a chair, and I think you were doing like you had like a lunch break at work.
That's what I saw.
You were doing your office chair, like you were doing like some quick stretches and stuff like that. And you know, the first thought that goes to my head is, you know, wow, she's taking it. Like, that's the stuff I do at work. Is I got my little watch here, and it's like, hey, you're being too damn lazy. So I'll literally push back my chair and I'll do like 20 push-ups and a few, you know, exploding knees and stuff like that. You've got 3 minutes. Take 3 minutes and get your heart rate going, you know, getting fresh. And that was the first thought, was right there. Like, I saw that dedication. And then I remember seeing a lot more posts, and every single one of your posts, it involved a chair or it involved something else. And then it just seems like overnight that chair just disappeared.
It really did. It was one day. And it was a really cool day because I had a really just bad mental day. And so, you know, when your head is in not a great spot, everything kind of seems terrible. And so that was kind of the day I had. And normally on days like that, I would leave work, and as soon as the car door closed behind me, I'd be thinking about where I could stop for something to eat, you know, where I could go to get a snack or whatever. And all I could think about on the way home was, I'm going to do a workout as soon as I get home. I need to work this out and get my head back on straight, you know? And so I started doing, that was the day I did energy again for the first time. And I was just like, it was kind of like a turning point, I think, for me. And it was just really awesome because my coping mechanism that day was starting to change. I could see it. It wasn't, what can I shove in my face to make myself feel better or not feel? It was, I'm gonna work this out and get my body moving, and that'll help my mind follow and get into a better place. So
yeah, it's funny you say that because it's like even I know like when I was a lot larger and a lot unhealthier, I would do kind of that same thing. Like you would stop off at Burger King or McDonald's. Like I could crush 4 McChickens like just on my drive home from McDonald's to home, and then I would throw that direct in the trash, and then I would eat dinner.
yeah.
Like it's almost like if you're eating it in your car and in private, nobody, like it doesn't affect
Doesn't
you.
count.
Nobody else knows.
It doesn't
Yeah, it
count,
doesn't
yeah.
count. And those are those mental struggles that not everybody has, but it's not easy. It really isn't. But you learn to justify it in your own head. And like you said, use it as a coping mechanism or as a comfort. And yeah, it's so cool to see like that you can even recognize it as it's happening. Like, whoa, that's different. It's you're not finding solace in a quesadilla. You're finding solace in some crunches. That's pretty cool. And not a Crunchwrap Supreme. Like that's way better. Like, so then what sparked there was a point where you like Dallas announces Positively Unstoppable 2. What made you go for it? Number 2.
I I don't really know, because I am not I don't do stuff like that, I think part of it was more of like a way to keep me going for 6 months, to maybe help me get past that wall that I would typically run into, because within the first month, I lost like 20 something pounds, like just crazy like that. And then of course the next month I didn't lose that much. So I was like, well, if I can just get past like the 70 or 75 pound mark, that's usually kind of where I stop, when I start to hit the wall. Then maybe this will help me, and, so initially that was kind of my only motivation. I really, in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm not really going to submit. I'm not going to have anything to submit. Like this is not, and Ryan, I think I talked to you about this. Like that's not, I never took it seriously as far as like, I'm going to win this thing. It was never like that. It was more of just a carrot to dangle to help keep me going.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah. So even up until like the day I submitted, I was still waffling about it. Like I was still, writing that essay was the hardest thing, because I was just like, I don't have anything to say. There's going to be so many other people with so many like better stories, and their pictures, their before and after pictures look so much more done than mine do, and they can do the roundhouse and all the things.
Everyone's story is unique, but you have a fantastic, incredible story though. So yeah, don't second guess yourself by no means.
Thanks. I went ahead and submitted, so we'll see. But actually the coolest thing to come out of the Positively Unstoppable Challenge was once that was over, it was kind of, the ending of that was kind of around my 100 pounds down mark too. It was pretty close. I was feeling a lot of things around that time. And so once everybody had submitted, I reached out to a few ladies that I thought had probably submitted or that I knew for sure had. And I was like, y'all, I don't know how y'all are feeling, but like we've been pushing and pushing, with this carrot of the challenge dangling in front of us to keep us motivated and to keep us going and stuff. And, we've got a long time before we're going to find out like what the results of this are. And we've got a few months left to the year. Let's set some goals and like really finish the year strong and go into next year, without feeling like we wasted the last 2 months because the challenge was over or whatever. And so we started this message thread, and we talk every single day. And like last night I was a really busy day and I hadn't got my workout in, and we were just chatting, And one of the girls was like, if you want to hit the mat, like I'm with you. Let's do it. And I was like, okay. So we got on, another one jumped in with us, and that's been the best thing to come from the whole challenge thing.
So you want to drop your little team name there, because I actually have it on our notes, and I've got a picture for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So one of Caitlin K is in the group. She's amazing. And she was like, y'all, we just need shirts or something. And I was like, yeah, we do. And so
everyone needs a shirt. Come on.
Yes. So we decided, so I was like, well, I like the whole, like, using the Wonder Woman thing or whatever. So we are the Warrior Women, and we're having shirts made, and they're going to be in a couple of weeks, and I'm so excited.
Oh, wicked.
Nice.
Oz, you want to throw that photo up? We'll give them a quick little.
Oh, look, there's the picture.
There's
beautiful. Look at these beautiful
Look at
people.
that.
Some strong women in that group. I know a lot of them. There are some really strong women in that group.
Yep,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
So the reason I do it
Inspiring
in
for
post is because I've got no fucking idea how big it's going to be when I throw it up on screen, and now it's covering up our guest.
I'd be happy to be covered up by
How rude.
at
How
any time.
rude.
Wait,
What a
did you
jerk.
just say you would be happy to be covered by those women at
I
any
said I
time?
would be happy to be
Tina,
covered up by those.
Tina, that's going in the jar.
Let's go to
Could that, I was getting ready to say, could that be
That's two.
considered as
That's a
There you go.
stretch right there.
I wouldn't
You're
even
up
go
to
that far.
$2.
We're
I
trying to
wouldn't
make
even
some
go
money.
that
Anything for Abby. Anything for Abby. That's
No, that's awesome. So yeah, and Tom, you're 100% correct. Like we all have like our own little, whether you want to call them a tribe, a team, an
Yeah.
accountability group, whatever you want to call it. But there are those people that you lean on, and there are plenty of those people that just kind of reach out and they're like, "Hey guys, haven't done anything, feel like crap," and somebody is usually willing to step up and say, "All right, well, let's go."
Yeah.
What are we doing?
yeah,
And
yeah.
hell, Travis is that person. It feels like for a lot of people. That's how those Howling at the Moon show up at 10 o'clock at night
Yeah.
or at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Are we working out tonight?
That's right.
do it.
Okay.
Tina, first off, huge congratulations on your 100 pounds. But back to your doctors real quick. The second doctor, did that doctor say anything about surgery? And if he didn't, was he encouraged or energy basically?
Yeah, she was amazing. And, I explained what happened. Obviously I was like, look, this is what's going on. And she, she was just like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. How can I help you do this? And so yeah, amazing. They set me up with all the blood work and all the x-rays and got everything checked out and got me cleared to start doing stuff. And I've been seeing them like every 3 months to get, new blood work and just keep checking on everything and whatever. And when I hit the 100 pounds, I sent her and her PA, I sent them a picture with the balloons and the confetti and everything that I had shared online. And they
This
were
picture
both,
right here.
that picture.
There it is.
I keep pointing the wrong way. It's that one. Sorry.
And it's really tough.
And they were just amazing. They were just so excited and celebrating with me. And so yeah, they've been.
That's awesome. Yeah, because my doctor actually, the last time I went for my physical, she downloaded the DDPY Now app and she asked, could she talk to her patients about me? So because I went from 215 down to 170. And so I was like, yeah, do it. So she downloaded the app, and yeah, I mean, I love it when doctors believe it,
Yeah. Yeah. My doctor actually, she was like, what is this thing called? I wear my DDPY shirt every time I go in. And
You mean
so
your Shamrock shirt? Wink, wink.
Is it like an app? Is it like an app or something? She's like, I'm gonna have to tell my patients about this.
No, it's a cult.
Yeah.
Kind of is.
It
Kind of.
can be, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you guys, I actually have the QR code printed out on a piece of paper in both my exam lanes. Anyone have a diabetic or someone that's looking for something to get back in shape, I would say, pull out your phone, click this right now. There's the app. Call me if you need anything.
Nice.
We do that all the time. And just people don't know about it. People just don't know. It's just not a heavily exposed thing.
Right.
People know CrossFit. They know of all these other crazy things, but no one knows about us.
No, we thought
We're
that
changing
when we went to Smyrna, went to Atlanta, right? So we're driving around the area, we're going to like cafes and restaurants, or whatever, wherever you happen to go, they are you from the UK? Because like, you know, not every day a UK person turns up in Smyrna, I guess. Like, oh yeah, what are you here for? Oh yeah, we're at the Performance Center down the road. What? DDPY. What? Diamond Dallas Page. Who? Like, you get the impression that like everybody in Smyrna just knows about this thing that's going on, this worldwide revolution that's happening from their little borough of Atlanta, and they're like, nope.
No, they have a football team and a basketball team to worry about. They don't have to.
Well, I mean, to be fair, yeah, Cobb Stadium is like 3 minutes from the PC. It's really not that.
Right.
Yeah, so the Braves are right there, and hell, I think you can fit more people in the Cobb Stadium than there are subscribers to the app. Like, so it really does show you that while the app has got a lot of users, in the grand scheme of things, man, it's really not. You know,
but of course we're also British, so we go to somewhere like Atlanta and we're like, it's probably the size of the UK. I don't know, but it's like we have this tiny little island. So you think, oh yeah, there must be like loads of people who know about it. Yeah, there probably are, but there's a lot more of them and a lot more spread out.
Yeah, Atlanta is huge, man. It really is. Like, yeah, you think in Smyrna, but you don't realize that like you're 5 minutes from basically Atlanta proper. Honestly, he like, and that's kind of like why sometimes
5 minutes if you're a bird.
Yes, this is true because of traffic. Yeah. As the crow flies, 5 minutes.
Right.
So
there was an old British comedian who just said, well, you know, I think it was Americans when they meet Brits, they're like, oh, you're English? Like, yeah, okay. Do you know Bob?
Yeah, you know. When I was in the UK, people would ask where I'm from, and I'm like, Grand Rapids, Michigan. And they're like, where's that? And I'm like, I just told you where I was from, but I just go outside of Texas. And it's nowhere near Texas.
It's a little north.
It's outside.
Exactly. It is outside of Texas. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, I know Texas. And it's like, that's why I went with that one.
Yeah.
Someone in class said the other night to Stephen Caveney, Ryan, but, you know, Stephen's from Scotland, and another student was in our Zoom class, and he said, oh, you're from Scotland. He did the same thing. He said, I got a friend of mine named blah, blah, blah. He's like, I don't know. Sorry, mate. Don't know him. I'm like, yeah, but he's probably cousins with him. It's okay.
My wife and I were at a concert. We were going to see Arcade Fire in Chicago, and we're sitting next to this couple. And I asked them, I said, "Where are you guys from?" And they're like, "San Antonio, Texas." And I go, "Oh, do you know Ruben?" And they go, "What?" My wife goes, "Yeah, do you know Ruben Rangel?" And they're like, "Yes." And we're like, "Nuh-uh, BS." And they're like, "No, seriously." And so his wife proceeds to pull up Facebook, and she pulls up Ruben Rangel, San Antonio, Texas. Different Ruben Rangel living in San Antonio, Texas. Who knew there were two of them? But they do now. So
wow.
It's funny how that works, man. It doesn't matter whether it's the UK or America. You just kind of like, oh, I know somebody that lives there. Do you know them? No? Oh, okay,
well,
weird.
The world is a small place. We went on holiday to Corfu, a Greek island, last year. I've never been to Greece in my life. And then we find out 2 days after we're there, Benjamin Linney, DDPY instructor from Kettering, an hour up the road from me here, is also on the same small Greek island on the same week.
King Linney.
Weird.
So you had a workshop and didn't even know it.
Yeah, no, well, yeah.
So Tina, that picture we showed earlier of the 100-pound loss in the balloons and everything else, have you seen it stolen on Instagram yet? Have you had that happen?
Not yet. I'm kind of disappointed that hasn't happened yet, and
yeah,
like I haven't managed to. I don't what they say. Vance did he like bought his kids cars or whatever?
Right.
Like, yeah, no, I haven't seen that yet. So
it took 9 months. It took 9 months before my before and after pictures showed up somewhere else, and them claiming that I did that to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And both
you got robbed?
Both times, yeah. It literally just a quick post. Never mentioned DDP yoga. Never mentioned clean eating. This was one of my clients. Look at what he did for the first one, and then the other one was, hey, get your life together. Look what you can do if you try. So I let that guy continue with it. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, and he tagged me directly.
Well,
but like,
right.
it's so funny when you're scrolling through your suggestions and then you see yourself and you're like, huh?
Yeah, handsome fella.
That guy, I'd follow that guy. Oh wait, I am that guy. So yes, it will happen. Especially, maybe not the 100-pound one, but your before and afters and stuff that you've been posting. Those will definitely get stolen, man. It just everybody tries to claim your successes for themselves, especially in this this market where everybody's trying to sell a system or a product or.
I'm
Exactly.
stealing
You
it.
should see Tom's
I'm
browser's
stealing
pictures.
it. But you should see them. There's no before and afters though.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
a lot of afters.
Oh, Jesus.
Weight loss patches.
That's right.
There it is. #1 seller on Amazon.
So when you started this, you started Diamond Dozen and nearly died. Then you moved to a Stand Strong, and then you went to a chair. Did you ever think you were going to get to a point where you're going to do 90-minute live workouts with
No.
15 to 20 other people
No.
and actually be doing a lot better than they are? Like,
No.
I mean, like where you're like you're doing all the you're not modifying, you're not doing any, you're doing every rep. Hell, I saw you attempt to do some knee droppers when we were doing dynamic resistance the other night. Like, did you ever think you'd be at that point? No. Like, isn't it? Like,
It's amazing.
I know that question gets asked, but like, what would you say to that person that started now?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna cry.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Please. No, it's good for ratings. Let's see you cry.
you're way stronger than you think you are. And I think that can, like, I tell people all the time on the page, like, if I can do this, you can do this. Like, anyone can do this. Because I never thought, like, I was terrified of down dog forever for so many different reasons.
But it's a resting position.
I know, but I was so scared. I was scared I was gonna hurt my knee.
That
I was
doesn't count.
scared I wasn't gonna be able to push myself all the way up, and I was gonna face plant on the ground. Like, I was terrified. I was terrified of it. And now, like, every time I push up in a down dog, I'm like, like, it feels so good. So
What do you like? You push up and you're just like, fuck yeah.
no, but
I bet you do.
that's what you want to imagine
Fork,
that I say, then go right ahead.
I'm
Tina,
just working
I was
down.
proud to be on one of your NSBs
Yes.
with you.
Yeah.
And you can talk about that if you want, actually being in the park in front of
Yeah.
strangers doing DDPY.
Yeah,
The
I
screaming
thought that when
child.
Ryan mentioned the Zoom classes, like actually working out where people can see me working out. When I did Couch to 5K, I would go out at like 4:00 in the morning and run because nobody else was awake. And my brother started doing it with me, and he actually lived in another state at the time. But when he would come into town, he's like, let's go to the park and run the track and blah, 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 blah. And I would try to do that. I tried to do 5Ks, like live 5Ks, because I really did enjoy the running. But I literally would have panic attacks because of people seeing me and what I imagined they were thinking about me. And so yeah, I would only run in the pitch black at the butt crack of dawn, because I was terrified of people seeing me. And so when Travis came in and he was like, we could do a workout. And I was like, yeah, we could go to the park, blah, 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 blah. And we're like 70% through the workout. And it dawns on me, I am here in the park, shoving my butt up in the air.
Killing it.
That's a sweat.
And I didn't even think about it. Like, not
All right.
one time.
Not one bit. No way.
Yeah. And
that truly is a thing, that anxiety and that fear when you're larger. I used to try and go for runs, and I would get comments, and I'm not a small guy, and I wouldn't say I was overly intimidating, but people would literally try harder, fat ass, and you get that,
Yeah.
Or how often do you see people getting shamed while they're at Planet Fitness on a treadmill? If you're running like an asshole on the treadmill and you're making a mockery of the whole thing and you're not doing it right, all right, and somebody posts a picture of you, sure. But just to post a look at this guy going, yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it boggles my mind that people want to pull that person down and it takes so much strength to put yourself out there and walk or jog or do anything. And you certainly aren't going to help them by insulting them. It just
that goes a lot deeper. But once someone can realize that when someone is projecting that at you, they got a lot going on right here. That they're trying to flex. So
Yeah.
You see, I've never seen anybody do that to someone else, but I'm generally a nice guy and pretty chill. But if that went down in front of me, that person would get called out so hard. It's like, if I see anyone carrying, especially running, because I've tried it, and I'm sorry, swear jar, fuck running.
It's the worst.
I
Fuck
hate
running.
it. And
That's why I do it.
I tried Couch to 5K. I used to run my dogs because I thought they would be better off. I did a hilarious session with my big dog Ludo, who was 11 stone, 76 kilos. Don't know what it is in pounds. Sorry,
About 455 pounds. My math is.
So I'm trying to run, and he's just pulling backwards on the collar, going, "What are you doing to me?" Just like a stroppy teenager lagging behind. But anyway, if I see anyone who's carrying maybe 6 excess pounds who's running, I'm like, I have a lot of respect for you. Keep going. Like, that should be everyone's reaction. So, yeah, if I ever saw anyone call out someone overweight for running, I would give them both barrels hard. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
nobody
that's when I get angry.
ever said anything to me. Like, I never had a bad encounter. It was all in here and just me, like, expecting
The fear
that.
of it.
Obviously, I've had bad encounters in other
Well,
areas.
unfortunately, those kind of encounters are not directly. They're usually sent to someone else or put out public wise or something like that. They don't have enough nerve really to come at that person. It's just to make themselves feel better. Generally.
Especially in this world of internet culture and keyboard warriors, and good gosh, man, people are so willing to say bad things and do bad things to other people through the anonymity of the internet, or not having to face the consequence, you know.
Yeah, with that said, that's the great thing about this community. I mean, I've been in DDPY since 2018, and I mean, I've never come across it. I've seen a few posts of, I can't believe this guy said this or this person said that, and then maybe the moderators take care of it very quickly, but you don't see much of it, you know?
But you find before the mods step in, if you're in the DDPY main group, there's 50,000 of you. If I see you cutting someone down, I'm going to hit you with both barrels there as well.
Oh, you're coming.
You'll get shut down by
hard.
us before the mods come in. I'm telling you, you answer to us, because that is a positivity space. You don't cut people down there, you build them up. So,
yeah, and
Boz is getting
luckily
angry.
I've never seen it. Luckily, I've never seen it, Boz, so calm down.
No, I always come late to the game as well. It's already all been done by the time I get there. And I'm always proud of the community for going, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like that, because that's what it needs. Swear jar.
Yeah, but I think
Justin one time, and I was just like, "Oh no, you don't," you know, like saying he basically had like weight loss surgery or whatever, and I was like, "Excuse me." Like, no. I am a nice person. I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt and you come at my people, and no.
Oh, that's when all the no the fuck you didn't, right? That's when that Oh, no.
There are instances I think where you know, yeah, it is a positive community and it's a support group, but I think sometimes a little, you know, suck it up and do it kind of approach is also helpful, and we kind of saw that recently with somebody being upset about the just do it mantra. You know, if I'm having a bad day, well, maybe I don't want to work out. Well, then you know, I am of that just do it approach, you know. So like I could see where, and some of the stuff got taken out of context, but I don't think you have to. It doesn't have to be a 100% safe space in which everybody gets a trophy. You know, there are going to be winners and losers, and in this community, if you want to win, you have to do the work.
Yeah.
Simply buying the program, subscribing to the app, buying all the jack straps, Manduka mats, heart rate monitors in the world will do you no good unless you put in the work.
Even Dallas himself says, "Look, I'll walk away from you if you're not willing to put the work in." You know,
right?
And so it has to be on you to do the work.
Yeah,
sure.
Right. So, and there are a lot of people that are searching for that sympathy in their posts, whether it's through like a vague Facebook post or just can't do this today. And it's like, you know, and then the minute somebody says, just do it, and they're like, no, don't tell me what to do, then don't post it, man. Yeah. Like, So it's kind of a fine line, but yeah, Boz, I think, you know, if you're looking to just run right in and tear somebody down and derail them, that's a completely different thing for sure.
I think that kind of mentality that you're talking about, Ryan, that happens in real life too. You know, when people, like, I've gotten a lot of messages and I've had a lot of conversations with people in real life since I've had success with DDPY, and I've also been this person. You know, you see somebody who's doing something that you can't make yourself do, and so you think that you just rub up against them, or you know, you're basically looking for somebody to put you on their back and drag you through this process that you don't really want to do, and it never works. And so generally I can kind of tell, you know, whenever people reach out to me, usually by their questions, whether or not like this is somebody who is really looking to put in the work and make a real change in their life, or if they're just looking for somebody to be their motivation. And I usually kind of shut those second conversations down pretty quickly.
You get those people that come at you and they want you to do everything for them, and you can't. I know for sure that Tom gets it through nutrition, let alone through the physical aspect.
And honestly, you can't hold people on like that because it drags you down too, because you have to, it's not selfish to put yourself first in any sort of situation. And if you set a good example for people and people are following you, that's one thing. But if you have too much of that, and that's what's the group is sad sometimes because people are in and out so often. You know, you see the same people in and out and flowing. And the one compliment I want to give Tina is since day one, we've all seen her posts and we've seen consistent progress every single time. And she has a catalog of her success. If you go back on Facebook, you can see all the way from day one to now all these amazing posts you're doing now with all your new positions. Those give me goosebumps when I look at them. And I told you this the other night. It's your best work, is that just showing this is where you start and this is where you are now, because that 100%. Is the proof. It says it didn't happen yesterday, didn't happen in 3 weeks. It didn't happen. It took you 2 years and it consistent work, you know. Well, 1 year, I'm sorry.
Less.
I'm thinking that we're already in 2021.
Sorry, projecting.
It's so
He's
bad.
Obsessed with the number 2. This is that projection thing Travis is talking about.
It is. It hurts me on the inside.
Everything is 2. Everything is in 2s.
Oh my gosh, that's
Let's
terrible.
But no, the
post
pop in your feedback was amazing. Yes.
Amazing. Like just all these cool things. And we get to all share that with you.
Yeah.
That means so much to us too. I don't know if you realize that, but as a community,
and what you're doing is you're documenting your last 30 days of your first year by comparing the first documented instance of a pose or a position to where you currently are, right?
As much as I didn't really do a whole lot of, I didn't want to, you know.
That stuck so hard. We all wish we had that footage.
I know.
true.
And that's
why we say, even if you look like absolute shit, do it, because it's going to make that next one look so much better. Like the photos that I have in my bedroom that are in every one of my before and afters, like I took those and it was awful. I see my arm now. My arm then is the size of my quad now, and it just kills me to know that I was there. But it also it keeps me from ever wanting to go back, and it makes me so damn proud of where I am now. But man, there were just so many more. I wish I had a clean roundhouse photo, because I'm sure my roundhouse now would destroy it. It would look so good. And I didn't get it because it was so bad. I was too damn embarrassed to save the picture. I was embarrassed to ask my wife to take that picture. And
it's hard
I wish
knowing you now. Not saying that you're a boastful, but man, your inversions are incredible, and you put them up knowing that to hear that you were embarrassed. I find that hard to believe, knowing you now.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know you did.
It's not even embarrassed. Embarrassed is the wrong word, dude. I was ashamed.
No, it's the right word. Yeah, embarrassed, ashamed. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, totally.
And it just like and I was ashamed that I let myself get there. I was ashamed that I didn't start sooner. Like all these things. And you're approaching 1 year. Think about 4 years. If you continue to work what you've done for the last year, hell, what you've done for the last year, and only do 50% of it for the next 3, think of where you are.
Yeah.
Is that going to be level 2 or level 1 then? Still then? That's all I'm wondering. 4 years. Is it going to be? Are you going to be level 2, or are you just going to be a level 1 still? That's all I'm wondering.
I don't know about that.
You know, and not to try and sell you on cert, because it's not always for everybody.
Yeah.
But what you could bring to helping others, like I had said earlier, it's not about impressing people, it's about inspiring people. And it's imperative that people that started where you have started and where you are now and where you are going in the future, it's imperative that you share that, because so many people go, well, I could never do that. And you're like, you're absolutely right, because you didn't try. But if you do try, look at what's possible. And that's kind of even how I got started on the teaching aspect of it all. And it comes to that point too, where you're talking about once you hit that goal or you finish that Positively Unstoppable, like you have this group of women you're working with now, but even that inspiration, that motivation might run dry. So how can you keep going? And it might be through helping others. And you've proven yourself more than needed, how willing you are to help others, obviously. But yeah, there's definitely hope there. That's what I loved hearing Justin talk about, him wanting to help those bigger guys, those morbidly obese, to say, look, brother, this is what you can do. And here's what I did to get to that point. Well, you could be that female version approach. Honestly, you really could.
Yeah.
So yeah, it may not, no one's telling you to sign up right now. I mean, we can get you a discount code, but
Yeah, I mean, I have thought about it.
We can.
I always, for me, I feel like, every good thing that I receive isn't just for me. Like, it's meant to be shared. And so, and I've shared this with so many people in my real life already. And I have several friends that have started it. Some are still doing it, like it's just, how that goes. Like, not everything sticks with everybody every time. But yeah, for me right now, like I have it in my head, like I can't do all the things. So I can't teach all the things. Maybe once I can finally sweep my leg through, we might be able to have a conversation, but I am definitely
Well,
not.
the main thing is knowing how to call it correctly, not necessarily doing it, but calling it correctly.
That is exactly the question.
Do as I say, not as I do.
That is exactly the question I asked Dallas at that workshop. I was nowhere really in terms of my own level. And he said, the main reason to teach this is that you get it. And Tina, you get it.
You get it.
So it's not a sales pitch, but if you understand the principles, you understand why, how, like whether you can do it or not, it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah. I think everyone would agree what it is right here. All between those 2 years. That's what it is right there.
Yeah.
And we all know a lot of people that get it. We know a lot of people that don't get it. We see people that hit the mat religiously every day and burn out, but they don't get it. They don't have what really is needed for success. And it's cool. That's what brings us all together,
Yeah.
And of course, the thing is, the process of getting certified is you need 100 hours practice. By the time I'd done that, by the time I taught 20 hours, the things I couldn't do when I started, I could do by the time I was ready to certify. So it did help me double down on everything. So sorry, I sound like a heavy, like we're trying to strong arm you. That's not the case. I'm just
no. I'm
experience.
I'm feeling encouraged. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Actually, the truth is there's a referral code, and whoever you put as a referral code gets
means you can fucking sweat loads on your podcast.
SHAMCOCK.
Just punch that in. Punch that in at checkout. See what happens.
I'm still docking you £1 for that, even though you had to spell it out.
What if it worked? What if it was a free?
Oh, these are in pounds? Great. We don't have to pay, guys.
So, hold on, a pound's like $1.50. You lose.
We've talked about all of your successes, all of your victories. Let's bring it down a second. What was your biggest failure through all this, if you had to go back and look?
Oh gosh. Dang, that's a hard question. I don't know. I mean, I think the thing that I still struggle the most with is the food stuff. And I really wish that I'm actually working with Tom on the nutrition piece, because I'm really trying to kind of lock that in a little bit more and be more consistent. But gosh, I don't know that I really consider that a failure. I feel like that's more of just a process,
Work in progress. Yeah.
Understanding for sure.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm just so excited that I'm still doing it,
See, but that's pretty amazing, that because so much of your approach to this, at least initially, you had a lot of, I'm having a bad day, I'm doing this, it was a lot of negative self-talk. And I remember even talking to you a few times about it. Like,
Yeah.
but now you look back and you couldn't even pull anything.
I can't. I really. And
I remember seeing that change. I remember seeing that change in you, Tina. There was a lot in the beginning. You used to cry a lot in the videos, and then I don't know when exactly it was, but there was this change in you, and you were like, "I'm not having it anymore. There's no more pity party. I'm getting at it," and you turned it around. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I met with a friend after Friday, after y'all burned the boats. I immediately got in the car and went and met a friend to go for a walk. And we haven't seen each other since February because I had the flu the beginning of March, then COVID hit, then she got COVID, and she's actually just starting to recover. She just got cleared for like physical activity and stuff like a few weeks ago. And so we went for a walk, and as soon as I got out of the car, she was like, "Oh, you look so happy." And I just started crying because I was like, I am happy. That's crazy. Like, because I wasn't for a really, really, really long time. I was so sad, and I was in so much pain in all the ways. And all I could see was everything that was hard and everything that was disappointing. And, so, yeah, I mean, that question, like that, I can't even think of a single thing that I would do differently, or that I wish would have worked out differently this year.
I actually have one.
Insane.
I was just going to ask you guys, as a teaching moment, do you guys want to share what you guys have? Because I think this is a really, really good thing to talk about.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm sorry, Tina. Yeah, there is one thing you definitely improve on.
Okay.
Those filter things with Instagram or whatever with the glasses and just no.
Tina, you're at the point.
No, at 6 o'clock in the morning. No, makeup on.
Sorry, lady. You're at the point in your journey now where you don't need to soften every single pore away. Let's talk. Let's have some focus.
Okay. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, StreamYard doesn't allow it, and you look great right now. So just believe it, okay?
I have this ring light that I bought for this podcasting gig that I thought I was going to have, and it just didn't work out, so I figured I might as well use it today.
We told you it was the lawyers. There was nothing we could do.
Somebody's feeding you some false information.
Yeah. No returns on ring lights on Wish.com.
Biggest failure. What do you got, Travis? You got one? Yeah.
My biggest failure. That is a great question. Biggest failure in my journey. Wow, I would say probably my nutrition.
Yeah.
My nutrition. I mean, I eat like shit. I mean, it is, it's true. I'm honest. I kind of have I guess I have the body type to where I could kind of burn off most of what I do eat, but I'll be honest, man, 100%. My nutrition is crap.
I know a guy.
Yeah.
I'm 8 chapters into knowing a guy myself.
It's true.
So,
it's true.
But it's just something, you just need to. I need to work on. That's for sure.
What about you, Boz?
For me, is false realities. So basically, letting my brain be convinced that all of the things I have to do are more important than looking after myself. So I feel like shit because I'm overworked. If I've done a 60-hour week, woe is me. I'm the first to moan about how hard I've worked, but I can spare 20 minutes and I haven't been, so, that tail end of last year, actually the year before, it seems to be sort of September to Christmas. The last 2 years, a lot of it was due to holidays last year, but I lost my consistency, and I've been working harder than I ever have in my life, but it's not an excuse. But my brain is too easily convinced that you don't have to work out today because you've had a hard day. That's bullshit. Get on the mat.
So, Tom?
So lack of recognition of accomplishment. So my entire life, it was just work, work, work for the next thing. So there was education, there was going for my doctorate, and then there was all these things. And I never fully believed that I deserved all those things. So I just kept working, working, working. And then when I finally got to the point, even with relationships, everything that, every single aspect of my life was always just, I should be more. And I need to be more. And I need to keep working to become better, and never really acknowledged where I was at the point. And once I finally looked back and said, you've done a lot of great things, and you can finally celebrate and breathe, I became a completely different person. Every single aspect of my life changed in every way. And, that's the biggest thing I tell everybody is if you're not believing in yourself, you got nothing, So that was the big one.
That's right.
I think back all the years that seemed to be kind of wasted from a social aspect, and from the fact that I could have been having so much more fun and enjoying so much of being me. And I'm playing catch up every day, but I love where I am now. It's a great place. So,
and there's a lot of catching up to do on Brazzers.
Hell yeah, number 2 is nice.
So much. Oh, the worst. The worst.
Ryan, what about you?
I think I've got 2 that I can kind of go off of. Mid 2.5. Kind of what we talked about, documenting the early stages of my journey, and it actually kind of piggybacks off of what Tom said. I never thought I was going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought I was going to hit this point where I wake up one day and I just hurt so bad that I just say fuck it. And thankfully, that day literally has come once. I've taken one day off in going on 4 years. Or hell, we passed 4 years. It was 4 years this April. So going on 5 years this April, I've taken a single day off.
Wow.
And
golf clap.
I'm gonna drink to that.
But
Cheers.
I'll take my last sip to that.
So I didn't document a lot of that stuff because I was just afraid to have proof that I was a failure, I guess.
Yeah.
And then now, I guess more recently, now that I've had the successes, but is probably in my teaching or my instruction or my training, not calling everything live. And granted, I did almost all of my instruction hours, like at least my practice hours, I would be doing them in the gym. So to be calling an audible workout live, surrounded by a bunch of people with nobody in front of you, kind of weird. And so I would call it in my head. But when you're calling things in your head, you're not calling out breathing cues. And that's something that Tom and Travis really helped me with, is getting all my ins and outs and all those, letting the student know when they're going to transition to a new move. And I've done so much up here, and that's where all of my flows, all of my workouts, all of my training is. And so to get it to go from here to here while physically doing it, it's kind of stilted me a bit, so, but I think, obviously Zoom and live workouts have really helped generate that.
Yeah. Awesome.
But I think everybody kind of has their own little, it's that negative self-talk, but that negative self-talk also probably helps keep you grounded too. So
Yeah,
I agree. I think that's part of the reason why I didn't, outside of just like, I'd see myself on the camera struggling, and I shared a couple of those pictures where, my face is red and like,
oh, you look like crap, right?
It's terrible. I look like I'm dying, and I felt like I was,
Because you were.
But
you were probably.
Right.
That's the thing.
I was. And so just, I was very embarrassed and ashamed, of those photos. But at the same time, like also like you were saying, or was it Travis, like think about like in 4 years. And I got a little choked up about that because in previous attempts, like I would buy like a size smaller in clothes thinking, like it'll be a goal to get to it. And then I never would. Like literally 2 Sundays ago, I wore a pair of pants that had been in my closet for 7 years. And I was never able to wear them. And so I kind of still had a little bit of that. Like, I don't want to think too far ahead. I don't want to jinx myself, Yeah.
Those gold pants or gold shirts are always really nice. Lavinia's gold jacket, those things are awesome. I had a Detroit Tigers, like sleeveless, I guess what do you call them? A vest, Boz. And that my wife had bought me, and she was so excited to get it to me because it was basically a sleeveless version of my favorite Tiger shirt. And I put it on, and I could barely get it over me. It was embarrassing. So I put it up in the closet, and I never wore it. But I never got rid of it because she knew she got it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when we moved, I had already lost a lot of weight. I'm like, oh, holy crap, here it is. Put it on. Way too big. Way too big.
Really?
So,
Yeah, that was-
Yeah, but you talk about just an awesome feeling. It's like, man, I crushed that gold shirt and I don't even get to wear it. So it's kind of a bummer. You know? Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
the reason you'll never see me at the moment sitting here wearing a Shamcock Fitness t-shirt is it's in the drawer. It doesn't fit. And when Travis said, "What size do you want?" I said, "I want a size smaller than I am." So the day you see me sitting there wearing it means I'm comfortable wearing it. So, but it's a shame this is the last show we're ever doing. So fuck off.
I
You'll never get
know. So sad. Number 10.
10. That's what we said.
That's it.
Save the best for last.
Are you serious though? I mean, y'all are not going to do a season 2?
What more needs to be done? We said it all.
You are the
Season
apex.
two.
I love it. Season 2.
I know.
We're in
Who could we
talks. We're
possibly
going to see if
have
it comes
on?
back.
Yeah. Who could we have on after you?
I can think of a lot of people.
Okay, go.
This is what they call a walk-off home run.
Jen Richards, Caitlin
Who?
Kay,
Who?
Jason Anand, if that's
Who?
how you say his name. Yeah, I mean, there's like a bunch of people. Come on
Yeah,
now.
all those people are awesome, actually.
Yeah. We'll eventually be on the show.
Y'all
So do we
stop.
drop the news now?
Well, you know what's funny is you mentioned Jen. She's amazing. She actually kept her story private for the longest time, for legal reasons. But now she's able to discuss her story. I mean, she has an amazing story.
Yeah.
If you're out there and you're just able-bodied and you're complaining, saying you can't find the time, and you want to look up Jen Richards. I mean, come on.
You got no excuse. There's
No
nothing
excuse.
Come up
Yeah.
with that'll
She's got a
accomplish
bionic leg.
everything.
She's currently been doing workouts using an oxygen tank because she has COVID.
Yeah.
Craziness.
So again, she got the approval from her doctor to do some activity as long as it's not too strenuous and to listen to her body and watch her heart rate and all that. But my gosh, what's your excuse? I mean,
Right.
granted, some people do that and it makes them feel even worse. They're like, well, I still can't do it, and
Well,
it tears them down
I'm just
even more.
worthless.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, let that fuel you guys. Like,
It should. It should let you know what you're capable of, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, Tina, as far as this being our final episode, now that Pandora money finally came through,
That's
Y'all got Scrooge
Pandora
McDuck.
money.
It's
We
only going
are-
to come through for one episode. If you hear the intro, we're off next week. So, but anyway.
yeah. But in all seriousness, we're booked through March.
March.
Right now?
March. Moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Good.
And and honestly, we could probably fill to May if we needed to at this point.
Oh yeah, easily.
It's so easy. It really is. It's not. You like seriously just go to the DDP yoga group, scroll the wheel, stop it, whatever one's in front of you. There's probably a pretty good chance that they're doing great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it really, So yeah.
So we're
definitely
coming
a
at
blessing.
you. Keep posting your posts out there, people.
Yeah.
Fam, we're coming to get you.
All right. So to get this moving along a little more, Tina, I've got one question for you.
Okay.
Will you say the word fuck?
No.
Hey, boss, you want to
I
roll
can
that
say
tape?
another way. I'll
Tina-
talk less about it.
No. Like Ryan, be fair. Tina, I'm going to reason with it. Look, would you please just say the word piss? And would you say the word and the word Thank you. We're done. We're good.
Oh,
Yes.
gosh.
No.
No.
Oh no! No!
I don't like any of you.
I want to say this.
I had nothing to do with that.
I don't like y'all.
Tina, I got a question. Are you a singer?
Is this a you question?
Wait a
now
minute.
or
Wait a
my
minute.
whole time?
Yeah.
I got a well, maybe. You sing, right? I've seen pictures of you singing. Do you
Yes.
sing?
Yes.
Since you've gotten into better shape and lost some weight, do you feel like that's affected your singing in any way?
More not like vocal quality or anything like that. But my expressive-ness while I'm singing, yes, 100%. Yeah.
I've heard that can change things, and I'm not a singer at all, so I've heard that
Yeah.
that can change a lot. Now, 5-year-old Tom has a question.
Yay.
Yay! So it's Christmas time, and we
Uh-huh.
all want to know. 5-year-old Tom really, really wants to know what's your favorite Christmas carol
Oh.
or Christmas song.
Yeah.
Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. Sorry. Sorry, I was going to South Park. I can't help it.
Oh my gosh, there's so many Christmas songs though. Okay, so my least favorite is a song called Dominic the Donkey that my
Oh
brother
yeah, they played that a lot.
loved
This
to
year.
I love that song.
They used to play it nonstop, and they kind of rickroll me with Dominic the Donkey. Like they kind of do that with me with that song sometimes. And they've gotten my nephews and my nieces in on it, and so they like to torture me with that song too. So, so that's definitely my least favorite. I
Christmas
think,
Day playlist song.
There you go.
I don't know. I'm super partial to. Actually, I have it right here. Ugh, that was attractive, I'm sure. The old.
Oh, it's a great album.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, the
Wow.
vinyl.
Sentimental,
that's one of the best
like
ones.
Melikaliki Mama.
Vinyl.
I mean,
Yeah.
I sing that all the time. Like I love this album. So anything from here probably would be my
Yeah.
favorite Christmas song.
Nice.
Great choice. Great
Can
choice.
I
I,
love
go
the
with
pop-
five-year-old Ryan question then?
Ooh,
What are you going to ask Santa for Christmas?
Oh goodness.
great question.
That is a good question. I haven't even thought about it. Actually, my mom asked me what I wanted, and I said I need a size down in yoga pants. So that's
Probably need a new mat by now.
I had planned to to treat myself for my 1-year DDPY anniversary, and do like a big road trip and go see all sorts of people. And I was super excited about that because that's something that I would have never been able to do before. I would have been so worried about so many different things, trying to travel and staying in places that I wasn't familiar, and in other people's homes and all those things, like just so many things to think about and have fear and anxiety about. And so I was like really, really excited about it, and I mapped it all out and I budgeted and everything. And, they're doing all the going back down phases in places and just the cases ramping up and stuff. So that would have been my Christmas present to myself.
So you're asking for a vaccine.
So I'm asking, I'm asking for COVID.
Or you just go to
away.
places that's isolated and we can look. Sham fam, we're on a farm, we're isolated,
Actually-
that's one.
Like we said, it's a cult.
Yes. He has the compound
He's got loads of Kool-Aid as well.
there.
You can
Sugar-free,
come,
right?
but you can never leave.
Yeah.
So now I feel I have to join in, and there's probably a reason this hasn't come up before. Now I'm going to have to actually prepare for this a little bit. So
Do I need a
There-
drink?
there's a reason 5-year-old Boz has never asked a question, because I'm just going to now demonstrate how 5-year-old Boz actually was in real life.
Oh my god.
5-year-old Boz needs to be medicated, apparently.
Yeah,
Goodness.
5-year-old Boz had too much pudding.
Yeah,
I did.
way too much sugar
pudding.
and ADHD. So yeah, that's why 5-year-old Boz doesn't ask questions. So
I don't know. I thought he was a pretty cool kid. He's welcome to come back anytime, as far as I'm
ADHD didn't exist in the 80s. ADHD was an ass whooping. That's what that was.
yeah, it was. Yeah,
I think that was diagnosed as that kid's bored.
Lavinia
So,
is now going, what the fuck?
We got bees. We got bees.
I'm covered in bees.
So to wrap this up, Tina, just like I've asked everybody, I need to know. I know that you're a big MMA fan, so
I didn't know this. No, okay.
I
was
mean,
like,
I
really?
have watched. I have brothers, so
there you go.
I
That's
can't
all that
escape.
matters. So Tina, like I've asked everybody, and I know you're a huge MMA fan, I need to know who is winning in a fist fight: the aforementioned DDP
Mhm.
or Drew Brees.
Oh, that's not fair. I mean, I can't go. I don't think Drew's a very violent guy, but don't bet against Drew Brees. That's my motto.
I know. So 10 shows. That's 10 losses for Dallas. I'm sorry,
Wow.
people.
We are
hey,
looking
up to him.
rough.
He's staring up at the lights a lot.
I wonder how tough he actually is. He played flag football up until high school. So
Who did?
Drew. He never played tackle football up until high school. Played flag
Wow.
football. Yeah.
He doesn't have that CTE.
So far, Dallas has put over a Disney character, Danzig, a Super Bowl champ.
Yeah.
My God, the narrator. He beat up the narrator.
He did beat the
Oh yeah,
narrator.
yeah, he did. Sorry, yeah.
Ow, Dallas kicked my ass.
So he's 1-9.
He's 1-9.
He is the Barry Horowitz of our generation right now.
So Tina, I don't know if you saw this or if you heard me say it earlier, but the Saints did win. They did a Hail Mary at the end and they knocked it away. So
No, wait, that's not fair. I have to go watch the game.
bubble. Like you weren't watching.
I wasn't. I've been
You
totally
sat on that? Come on.
I'm missing and we're playing the Falcons. So like
You already did and they won.
No, we didn't start until 3:00. Don't mess with my brain. I'm gonna be very upset.
I'm so out of the loop. Does anyone know how the
You gotta
Rams
make her
do it?
say fuck. You gotta make her say fuck. Right?
I know. It's good. You're poking the bear. You're poking.
Travis, I want to
Don't
mention
joke about the Saints.
that you just had to drop the F-bomb twice because you didn't think I heard the first one.
Does that cost double? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Because what you guys don't realize, if we get to the end and the tally isn't high enough, when one of you swears, you're going to get a stutter in the edit.
I wonder who that's gonna be.
So Tina, this has been just awesome. We've really looked forward to having you on, and you delivered and then some. I think that people are really gonna get a lot out of this conversation. I honestly do.
And they'll see why we wanted to replace Travis with you.
Good gosh, the write-in
I
campaign.
mean, the ring light alone.
Your lighting's better. Your internet's better. You look
And
Christmas
better.
tree's
Travis,
amazing.
Don't you have a ring light? I thought you had, or is that?
I'm using the light that Tina gave me.
Don't blame it on my
He's
lights.
sabotaging you.
My lights are fine.
You know what's funny is when I plugged back in, I think it lit up a little bit.
It did.
You do look a lot better. Yeah.
It somehow improved your internet. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on to Tom's nutrition segment. Do you want to stick around, or
Absolutely.
do you want to go watch the end of that game I just ruined for you?
I'm gonna hang with you guys.
No point now, right? Right, so it's time for Tom's nutrition segment. And as usual, we have another name. So it's nowhere near getting that poll up. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. So this week's nutrition segment is called, But It Says It's Healthy. And that was submitted by people who don't read labels.
Correct. So, guys, I've had a lot of fun doing these little talks, and actually, of all the things that I've researched, I learned more on this topic doing this research. So, this is a lot of fun to do. What we're going to talk today about is the myths of organic food and organic food products. So, the big thing we're going to talk about is there any advantage to eating organic food? So, I want to open this discussion up to everybody. I like to kind of do this in the beginning. How would you guys define organic? So, you're in the grocery store. Okay, so that's what so if you're in the grocery store and you see something that's labeled organic, you would say no pesticides at all. That would be kind of the idea.
Yeah.
That's kind of the general consensus.
Generally, that or when it's been fed. You know, if it's
Yeah.
organic beef, it's probably a grass-fed instead of a grain. Things like that.
Okay. Cool. It's kind of a nebulous term, right? It's kind of up in the air type of thing. So, the National Organic Program, the NOP of the USDA, which is the United States Dietary Association, use the word organic to refer to food or produce that has been not grown or raised using synthetic pesticides or synthetic fertilizers. So you can use pesticides, but you can use natural pesticides, not synthetic, or natural fertilizers, not synthetic fertilizers. Now, it also means the area that it was produced was not contaminated by sewage and does not contain any genetically modified organisms, GMOs, or ionizing radiation. So the USDA states that the goal of the organic movement is to, quote, integrate cultural, biological, and mechanical processes that foster cycling of resources, promoting ecological balance, and conserving biodiversity. So that all sounds great on paper, but in the real world, does that actually apply to the food products that we're eating? So there's a variety of labels for organic. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's actually 3 different labels that we need to look out for. And I didn't know
Which
this.
country?
I believe this must all be United States then, if you had to ask that question, because I would assume this is all United States then. But when I go to the store and I see organic, I thought it was just one label, but there actually is 3 different labels. So One label says 100% organic. So these foods must contain only organically produced ingredients and processing aids. Nothing else is permitted. There's also another label that says organic. Now, products meeting this standard must contain at least 95% organically produced ingredients. Anything else must consist of non-agricultural substances that appear on the NOP. And the NOP is a national list of allowed and prohibited substances. So this is all United States laws. I apologize about that. And number 3, there's another label that says made with organic ingredients. So these foods must have been produced by at least 70% of organic ingredients, but aren't actually eligible for an official USDA seal of approval. So sometimes you'll also find that meat, eggs, poultry, and dairy products have organic labeling. Now, this means that the animal that was produced was never received antibiotics or was never injected with growth hormones. Now, what's even more controversial is organic labels also might appear on seafood or cosmetics, but this has not yet been approved by the USDA. So many people state that organic foods are healthier for you than conventional foods. We're going to call anything that's non-organic as a conventional food. So let's look at this topic as we always do, using science and logic. So research on this topic is very conflicted and often is led with severe bias, specifically in the research industry. Some studies have reported that organic produce has slightly higher levels of vitamin C, minerals, antioxidants, but the differences are so small that it likely has zero impact on overall nutrition. Now, the largest landmark literature that I found was from the Annals of Internal Medicine. Now, this is a systematic review. It's a meta-analysis of combined data of 237 individual studies. And this studies the health benefits of organic foods. The end conclusion of this paper is, quote, "The published literature lacks strong evidence that organic foods are significantly more nutritious than conventional foods," end quote. Now, they also found that organic foods had no substantial vitamin or mineral advantage other than having higher phosphorus content. And phosphorus is already something that's very, very highly abundant in the human diets to begin with. So, in general, is organic foods more nutritious? Likely not. Now, there's some individual organic produce that has been shown to have slightly higher nutrition value. And there's actually been some organic foods that have slightly lower nutritional value than conventional, but on a whole, if we look at it from a scale, there's no clear benefit from the scientific research. Now, the next argument is that the benefit of organic foods is that there's less exposure to pesticides and chemicals. Now, in the case of pesticides, the evidence is very conclusive. Your chances of getting pesticide residues are significantly less when choosing organic foods. So a great study performed by the Consumers Union found that organic foods contain fewer toxic synthetic crop pesticides, and states, quote, "We have shown that consumers who buy organic fruits and vegetables are exposed to just 1/3 as many residues from synthetic pesticides as they eat from conventionally grown foods." Now, here's the problem. It's important to note that scientists are not in agreement about the negative health effects of pesticide use in our food supply. Some state the organic pesticides have the same health risks some state that organic pesticides have the same exact health risks as synthetic pesticides. Now, other groups of researchers state that there's no significant evidence whatsoever to show health risks that are caused by pesticides from regularly dietary intake, and that the poison is necessarily in the dose. They state that we are not exposed to enough of the poison to have long-term health risks. So, interestingly enough, the World Health Organization and the EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Association, are both responsible for monitoring and establishing tolerance levels of pesticides in our food products. Now, the Pesticide Data Program of the USDA sampled nearly 12,000 foods this year and found that the pesticide residues were well below their tolerance levels in close to 99% of cases. So I've got some just information. If you guys are concerned about synthetic pesticide exposure, organic is a good evidence-based approach. If you're not concerned about synthetic pesticide exposure, this is also supported in the data, and you can further decrease your exposure risk by thoroughly rinsing your produce, removing its skin, or lightly cooking your foods to reduce its exposure. So during this point, I'm going to put up a little chart here. There's what I call the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. So on the Dirty Dozen side, there's 13 listed fruits and vegetables which have the highest exposure to synthetic pesticides. So if you were to go for your organic choices, these may be your better choices. If you're going to go with the conventional route, these are the type of foods that you probably would want to rinse very, very thoroughly, you would definitely want to remove the skin and not consume that skin if you're concerned about the pesticide exposure. And slightly cooking them may be of an advantage. Now, on the other side of the chart, there's going to be called the Clean 15, which are 15 products that are the cleanest and least pesticide used. So one of the most popular ones is avocado. And if you think about fruits and vegetables with very, very thick skins that we mostly always take off, those are usually the ones that you'll see on that list. So you'll see like nectarines, you'll see kiwis, you'll see pineapples, things like that, where we are removing the outside product and we never really do consume that. So the last thing I want to talk about is organic foods worth the cost, right? So we know that organic food products can be 2 to 3 times higher than their conventional counterparts when we go to the grocery store. And the big question is, why are these organic food products so expensive to begin with? Well, there's 3 main reasons. One is higher labor costs for the farmers. The second one is the greater demand for these products. And number 3 is certification costs. Now, I didn't even know this was a thing, but organic farm facilities have to comply with the USDA standards, which can require costly modifications to their facilities. They also have to maintain very, very strict records that can be inspected at any time to make sure that they're upholding their organic standards. And a lot of these companies, unfortunately, cheat this rule. They claim products are organic, but they kind of slide by and are able to put organic labels on non-organic foods. Now, the annual inspection and certification fee itself can cost farmers $400 to $2,000 per year, depending on the size of their operation. And you guys know how tight the budget is of a farm. So that can be very, very costly if there's impact. So in general, are organic products worth the extra price, considering that there are no nutritional advantages than their conventional counterparts? Now, as a consumer, I'm going to leave that up to you to decide. That is always, it's your money that you're spending, but you do need to know why you're choosing to go organic and why you're choosing to spend that extra money. So in conclusion, we've determined that from a health standpoint, from a nutrition standpoint, there's not a lot of evidence that shows that organic foods are considered healthier options. They are more expensive for the reasons that we talked to. Now, they do reduce your exposure risk to synthetic chemicals. However, the risk of this exposure to your general health is, always scientifically debated. So my big advice is just know why you choose. If you're going to go organic, know the real reasons as opposed to what you believe is the truth. Also, this is the best piece of advice. Whole food products are always what we're talking about as being better choices than processed foods. Organic junk food is still junk food. So there's organic peanut butter cups, there's organic Doritos, there's organic cookies, cakes, and pies. Is the organic version of this shitty processed food any better than the junk food itself? Most likely not. So guys, I'm going to leave it at that. If you guys have any questions or anything that you wanted to bring up, like I said, of all the things that I researched, I was very surprised at what I found, because I honestly had a gut feeling that when I was looking at the research, I would find that there is a significant advantage to eating organic. And based on the scientific research, it doesn't seem to go that way.
Hey, Tom, I want to briefly talk about, you said lightly cooked. A friend of mine and I were having a conversation on this the other day. This might be another segment. It might not be enough to even have a segment on it, but what is the scientific data behind the nutritional density of cooking food to a certain temperature?
There is definitely some data. Yeah. And I can put that together because I want to do another topic on fresh food versus frozen food. So let's add that into that topic too, because it depends honestly what the food product is and how long you're cooking it for. For fruits and vegetables, they say that you mildly steam it or mildly boiling. I don't know how they determine this. I'm sure it's some sort of temperature, but they can extract the nutrients and see how much of the vitamins and nutrients kind of stay. I guess the theory is if it gets too high, some of the enzymes break down some of the major advantages of the vitamins and minerals. So, but I'll definitely gather that data because it's really important. They always mention that. They always say that some things, if they're lightly cooked, but what does that mean? So right. I'll get that data for you. But one of the major topics I definitely want to talk to you guys as well is the difference between fresh and frozen, if there is any sort of nutritional difference between those two. So I'll add that into that talk.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think what you hit on is so important, especially for people just starting. And hell, half of us reference nutrition as a point of downfall. People log onto the app, they get into all those levels of nutrition, and by the time you get to that level 3, is it level 3? Yeah. You get to level 3, it's phase no gluten. Phase 3, excuse me, no
phase
gluten.
3.
Damn near no dairy, and then all organic. And I'm like, that's
no
not
GMOs either.
That's just not in everybody's budget. And so they automatically, in their head, they're like, I can't do that. Like literally, there's nothing I can do to make me to be able to achieve that.
Yeah.
And like trying to explain to them, like, I wish they didn't approach it that way.
Right.
Like, it's good to like recommend it if needed, and they have clarified that, with some users when asking about organic versus regular. And usually somebody's willing to step in and say, hey, man, you don't have to buy an organic avocado. Actually, the biggest, in my opinion, the best advantage of an organic avocado versus regular is they ripen faster. Like you can have guacamole tomorrow instead of Wednesday. Like, that's
I hate that. You open it and you go, "Ugh!"
I'm glad you mentioned that, Ryan, because there's a lot of all or nothing mentality that we talk about all the time, and people get really, really thrown off as they say you have to go get this organic celery, and it's $7, and the regular celery is 79 cents, right? And you're saying, well, I can't have the regular because it's going to kill me. If you're choosing whole food choices, that is way, way better than any processed food anyway. So if people don't have access to fresh organic foods, if you get the next best option, which is just conventional foods that are whole foods, you're at the way better level. If there's anything from the science is showing, we're showing if there's anything, it's negligible, just enough where it might not affect your health.
And like you said, wash it thoroughly.
Yeah, if there's a bit of pesticide on your celery, it's still better for you than the Snickers.
And washing doesn't mean run water over it. Actually, have a vegetable brush. And clean your vegetables.
For the record, celery's fucking disgusting. Sorry.
I love celery.
I do too.
And one cool thing that I thought, and I'm sorry that I bring this in because I'll bring it into this conversation. Everyone says organic foods taste better than conventional foods. They've done a bunch of studies where they did double-blind studies, and they've given them, and most people cannot tell the difference. But here's what they did find out. They did find out that fresh food tastes better than maybe a little bit older food. Organic food, because it spoils a little faster, you have to eat a little fresher. So if there's any sort of accumulating data there, it's because of the freshness. But if the freshness of a conventional food, if you got a conventional apple from your farmer down the road that did not raise that organically, it'll taste just as good as the organic apple. So I thought that was the mind-blowing one for me, because that's always everybody says. Well,
I beg to differ. If this apple cost $2 and this apple costs $5, this one definitely tastes better. Psychologically, it's happening.
Unfortunately, without mentioning the business I'm in, because I'm a value brand company, people think about my brands. And so, that's exactly where you are 100% spot on that.
In our front yard, we have a peach tree and a pear tree, and we do not hit them with any pesticides, all natural, 100% organic, and the fruit tastes like shit. So, seriously, they're awful. I don't know how to grow a fruit to save my life.
We probably need more than one.
Some of the other factors are that this is what makes this data a little bit different, and this is why there's so much conflicting evidence, is the soil that it's grown in and the conditions and the season. So there's so much. But that one meta-analysis took 237 studies. I mean, that was probably the most comprehensive that they've had. Most comprehensive that I've seen. And again, guys, if you want to eat organic, I'm not telling you not to eat organic. If you feel that it's a better option for you and you can afford it, do it. If that makes you feel better. And if you want to eliminate your pesticides, it's not a bad idea, but it's not because it's better for you. And I don't like the idea that people have to think, well, I can't eat it because it's not organic. The other thing too, also, guys, non-organic foods have more bacteria. So Chipotle, you probably remember a couple of years ago, you got in trouble with all that. We see this with lettuce all the time. Organic lettuce, salmonella and E. coli and things like that. So
you just had Costco was in some deep water about 2 years ago, because a lot of their organic produce, the place that they sourced it from, would do the soil test. Well, that soil test, I think, was every 3 years. And so they would pass it that year, and then they would slide for 18 months and then reuse the soil. And then basically then get it ready to pass the organic post again. But they're marketing and they're selling to Costco under the guise of being fully organic.
This thing keeps coming up, right?
A lot there.
Shady food practices. But guys, again, let's all think about this, just science, logic. Just always make the best choices you can. If you can afford to make the better choices, and if you can justify those choices, by all means do it. Knock yourself out. If you can't, at least try to get the better option. It's better than a Pop-Tart, and an organic fucking Snickers bar is not better than a regular Snickers bar. There was one of the most heated posts I've seen on the DDPY page. Someone posted organic Doritos and said, "Here we go, guys. I found the holy grail of nutrition." And I'm not an arguer, so I didn't immediately jump on there, but they hit me before that and just like, it's still trash food. And that guy got so upset. He got so butthurt.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, similar conversation. We were on a paleo diet, and she came in and said, "Hey, I found this paleo pineapple cake or whatever it was." And I said, "You need to get cake out of your vocabulary." You know,
you see that a lot you see it a lot with people that approach like a vegan approach or a vegetarian approach, and they start cutting everything out. They feel really great, and then they're doing all this work ahead of time, and then eventually they become what you would call a gas station vegan. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, everything they're just right back to eating all these processed foods, or even on a keto thing, like people, they just start eating nothing but Quest bars and only Quest bars. It's like, no, man, like eat real food still, like that. Those are supplemental. Eat real food, regardless of your way of eating. Just make it real. Right. And it's so funny, and you see it. Walk into a speedway. I don't know if you have speedways where you guys are there, down south and whatnot, but
the tracks and the motorbikes go sideways in the dirt.
Correct. Yeah, and yours carry a ton of Monster Energy drinks, right? But that's, half of everything new, it's all promoted towards two different approaches. Everything is now labeled gluten-free. And everything is labeled organic, regardless of what it is. And it just because those are big marketing words. People see those words and they go, healthy.
We're getting that now as well. And you get like fruit pastels, which are basically gelatin and sugar covered in sugar. And it says gluten-free on the packet. I'm like, well, none of us ever thought for a second there was wheat in a fruit pastel. Really?
There used to be a picture, I don't remember, I'll see if we can find it, of a gluten-free water that was being advertised here in the United States. And it said gluten-free on the front. And it was just like, oh my God, this has gone too far. That's where I drew the line of just all of this nonsense. But
yeah, you're starting to see them crack down. Like Kind used to be Kind Healthy Snacks, and they had to take the word healthy off. Yeah. Like, because that was such a gray term, and you can't call something healthy, so, and I think you're starting to see that happen more. People like marketing companies in general, especially food companies, are being held to higher standards, at least when it comes to trying to deceive somebody with a word like healthy.
I mean, the UK is doing good stuff. We actually have a sugar tax now. So if you want full fat Coke, you pay more for it than you will for a zero or something like that. They've been
fighting that here for a long time.
California does the same thing.
Yeah. I say New York had it for a while, the soda tax. I know that was a big deal. So
sweets, biscuits, everything. Yeah.
Do we have nutritional facts on menus? I know that was a thing that they were talking about. Was that every fast food restaurant is that a thing now?
It has to be available, and I think that they are required to put the calories. I don't think anything else. I think the calories are what are required to put on like the actual menu, but they have to have all nutritional information available. But most of them get away with it by just saying, "Oh, it's on our website." Like there's no printout,
Yeah.
No, ours will have them by the side of the counter now. Full breakdown, calories for everything. It's good.
It's funny. California made a law. Anything over 24 ounce, any soda over 24 ounces needed to be taxed. And at our company, we had a 24 ounce pop that we made, right? So what did we do? 23 and a half ounce. It is.
Yeah. Canada has it with energy drinks. You can only have 200 milligrams of caffeine in one serving. Well, like a Bang or a Rockstar, those are 300 milligrams on some of those. So that's where you get the smaller, thinner Red Bull type cans. Mm-hmm. You don't buy those Bangs in America like that. They're 16 ounce, but they're 12 ounce because it pulls it, or they're a 10.9 ounce or something like that. It pulls it down below the threshold for the caffeine. Okay. So
they get around that by selling them in 4-packs for much less money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, crazy stuff, guys. Read labels, though. Read
labels, and know what, honestly, learn how to read a label too. I mean, there's lots of great. If you just Google how to read a nutritional label, it's really important because It's really cool to understand. But I'm always going to go by Dallas's advice. The best food don't have a label on it. If your grandparents don't recognize it,
100%.
If all your food choices didn't have a label on it, it's probably a good choice.
Yeah. Or if you have to pull everything out of a bag, not the best choice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that was, but it says it's healthy.
It says it's healthy.
Thank you.
Healthy organic Doritos.
So in wrapping up, I feel really bad because I can't remember who it was now. But somebody on our comments, it was on YouTube or somewhere else, noticed my Death to Metal beer
That would be
holder.
Stacey.
That was Stacy.
Was it Stacy? Okay.
Pogorski.
So for starters, I already think Stacey's pretty metal, but if she's a horror fan as well, then I like her even more now. So I was thinking, I think I have another one of these, right? But even if I didn't, and this is the only one I have, I'm willing to part with it. But now, because of what we're doing, for a donation to the fund we are doing today, if you add to our swear jar, Stacey, I'm sending you this. Okay, so there we go.
Oh, how cool is that?
Nice.
I was going to send it. I was going to send it for free, but I just think now we've got a fund going.
And to piggyback on that, Kenny Dunn asked me what water I was drinking. I was drinking Core water, and I have this empty water bottle, Kenny, and for $40, I will send you this bottle.
Used water bottle.
For $150, I have a Shamrock Fitness glass that I have put my lips on.
And for $250, Tom will send you his soiled underpants. No.
Tom will tell you the shirt off of his back.
If Tom Soroka will buy that for sure. Tom Soroka sucks.
Oh my gosh.
Tom Soroka's the best. Outside of his thoughts on Christmas Chronicles 2, we pretty much agree on everything.
Agree. I only agree with one statement, and that's Tom Soroka sucks.
I need to see those thoughts because I tried to watch that movie yesterday, and I'll just demonstrate how I looked for the last 15 minutes of that movie.
Nice.
Oh my word, it was awful.
Just
right. So, Tina, thank you massively for joining us.
Yes.
We're sorry. Start with. Have you enjoyed it though?
Abby's not sorry. Abby's not sorry at all.
No, Abby's gonna be like, woo!
You knew what you were signing up for.
I did. I did.
Although I think, like putting yourself in the position to be a co-host, I think, that's too many swears to expect you to put up with. So we'll stick with Travis, unfortunately, but we do appreciate the offer.
Sure.
And who knows? Maybe you and your W-2s there can start your own show.
I've had a lot of people suggest that I
You
start
can call
a
it
podcast.
Maybe Hit the Mat. That way.
Hashtag the clean version.
Perhaps Hit the Mat.
PG-13.
That's right.
The mat unrolls and then rolls back up.
It's like I had tomorrow.
We'll do it tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. On Monday, hit the mat.
There you go. And it'll just be like super polite. Like, how are you? I'm great. All right, guys. See you next week.
That would be so boring. I wouldn't even want to watch that. Or listen.
Seeing the people on that image, I just had to put up. That there's none of that going on.
No,
they don't take any prisoners. Absolutely not.
When I saw that picture, I thought they should have a roller derby team and just start destroying everybody else.
That would be amazing.
I can see the elbows now.
Bunch of bad women there. I love
Oh
them.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lots of attitude.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Melissa's the baddest one of them all, man. Oh, she's a tough chick.
Okay.
So at this point, we normally discuss our wares and where people can find us.
Okay.
Tina, if people want to look you up and follow your journey, how's the best way they can do that?
I am Tina 2.0 on Instagram.
Nice.
And I also have a YouTube channel, just my name.
Cool.
Just my name. So
Yes.
YouTube.com/just my name.
It's Tina Gaspard on YouTube.
With a G.
With a G, it's not silent.
Correct.
Yeah.
I was gonna toy with that, but I didn't want to call you Gaspard, lead you into the show.
That's a swear. It's going in your jar. You haven't sworn enough.
And I'm sure it probably wasn't the first time you've heard it, but
No,
you know,
not at all.
yeah. So it wasn't unique, you know. So I didn't let it
Yeah.
ride. So.
I am everything but unique, especially my humor.
And like always, guys, if you want to reach out to us, shoot us a review, shoot us a video, let us know what you think of Tom's segment, or if you have a recommendation for a Tom segment, shoot us a video, shoot us an email at hitthematpodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you want. Share with your nieces and nephews, Tina, because they are huge fans of this show and they can't believe you're on it. And they love it when we swear. They do. They think it's.
They really do.
They probably do.
They want to grow up to be us.
Yes, I've never turned on the captions, but we should do that sometime to take a look and see how the auditorium captions look.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, and hit that notification bell as well. We've been talking about a few new segments where we might run for some active recovery, and it could be absolutely stupid. We might hurt ourselves trying it, but it should be funny. So
I'll tell you what, actually, I just recorded a new challenge tonight, and if I'm really shameless, can we put that out as an active recovery?
Why not?
Sure.
Absolutely. There it is.
Okay.
So and then once again, if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, Castbox, or now Pandora. Oh, big time.
Look out, Joe Rogan. Look out, Joey.
But make sure you rate and review our show. It'll help us move up in the category ranks, and that's always great. And if you want to throw into this tip jar, we will post a link with this video to a PayPal that we'll set up that we'll just kind of get going through there. We'll set it up through the hitthematpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll get that going.
We'll probably leave that running till early Jan, I would have thought.
Yeah,
just
perfect.
the scheduling at the moment.
Give it some legs. Yep, give it some legs.
Yeah.
Boz, you want to drop your socials?
Yeah, if you want to get us, you can go to backontrackliving.com, is our website, but that'll just point you to the Facebook, which is everything's happening. We have a private group there, and from there you can find our link to Patreon if you want to go to patreon.com/backontrack, and you'll find our Shark Tank, which is our paid subscription service. You can pick the level you go at, and you'll get stupid challenges like the one I'm going to put out. We kind of got famous for our Baby Shark challenge, which is the most annoying song ever created, and we did a bit of a core sequence to go with that, and people kind of liked it, so we keep doing it. And then this week I found out there's an even more annoying song than Baby Shark, so that's happening. So yeah.
All right. And Tom?
All right, you can find me at BeUnstoppableAthletics.com for all my coaching services. Find me on Facebook at Be Unstoppable Athletics and at Project Mayhem. That's where me and level 2 DDPY instructor Sarah Fortune, we teach our live Zoom classes daily. So if you're interested in live classes, join up with us. If you are good at spelling, it is SHAMCOCK fitness.com. I'll cut you a discount.
Does that need a www?
Yeah,
that will need. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they didn't put the www since they gave me such shit about it. So yeah, start that with a www, finish that with Brazzers, hit that with a backslash, hit it with the Shamrock, and then you are just in ecstasy.
Bring a friend. I heard you get a discount.
Oh my God!
Top that, Travis.
Okay, you can catch me at The Real Shamrock Fitness on Instagram. You can also catch me on Facebook at Shamrock Fitness, a DDPY experience for all my free classes. And you can also catch me on transitioncoach.ca with myself and Dr. Marcel Dore, level 2 DDPY instructor for 15 classes per week. So come check us out.
On that point, I'm going to mention Dr. Dore because Tina, you mentioned about doing the certification and doing some moves. Hopefully he won't have a problem with me saying this, but I spoke to Marcel about the level 2 certification, and there were some moves that he didn't feel he was completely there with, but he could absolutely teach them better than most of us, and he passed his certification. So there we go. Just putting that in there.
Thanks.
And as always, guys, you can find me at Burn the Boats Fitness on Instagram, Facebook. If you want to jump into one of my live workouts, I usually do them at 1 or 2 o'clock in my office at work. So if you just want to come up to Fusion Wood Products in Elkhart, Indiana, swing on through. You can attend in person. You got to wear a mask, 6 feet away. I can only fit one other person in there, but you're more than welcome to come through. And then also, we're going to spoil it a little bit, but Travis, we do have a free live workout we are going to run at the back end of the year. So pay attention to Facebook and stuff for that announcement, because there's going to be a group of 5 of us, I think, running that.
Five.
And then I think you were also doing a Christmas one with a few other people that they didn't ask me to attend because they were afraid I was going to say the F word too much on Jesus' birthday. So
that's 4 on that day. It's going to be 4 on that day.
At least you got invited to one. Anyway.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be Aaron Nitra, Naren, Marcel, and myself on Christmas Day.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, so pay attention to all that, guys. And as always, grab a drink.
Hit the mat.
Hit the mat.
Hit the mat. Cheers.
Sorry, I went prematurely as usual. Sorry.
Better Hit The Mat podcast.
Trav, did you see that I've got you reading the intro this time?
Yes.
You good with that? You good with the words that are on the page?
Yeah, I guess we're going to pronounce the G. Fuck you, Ryan.
Now that we got that out of our system.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Eh.
I said
There
I want
we
to
go.
be in on the pudding conversation.
Oh, yeah, we got to get on.
watched every episode of the Great British Bake Off like 12 times. I think I'm eminently qualified to take part in a conversation about pudding.
Take someone else's souffle out of the fridge too early or whatever it was. Yeah. I don't watch it. That was such. Can you believe that was such a controversy in the UK that it was on the news everywhere? So I know about someone taking a souffle out of the fridge. Okay, right, yep. Executive decision on the fly.
Hey!
You're hired! Tina, you're fired.
What are we doing with it, by the way? I'm just curious because I don't know.
Yep, I guess you're about to learn.
I need
All
more
right, good,
expensive
good.
art for the back.
He needs a frame for his poster. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hardy's dinner.
I thought you were doing it.
Oh. Okay. Ready? Here we go.
Take the victory.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nah.
Eh.
I thought we were running live boards here, gonna run the ship nice and tight. I labeled everything. Look, I put notes in.
Just gonna use them in post.
I'm over here
So much
shaking.
easier.
I'm over here not shaking my notes. I'm over here just
Did you read?
gently pushing my notes down.
Travis, in 3 minutes, actually, it's in the notes. You're supposed to shake your notes. So
Oh my God. I'm gonna go do it too since Tom's doing it.
He's gotta help him.
Where are you going? The
They're
toilet.
like girls, they can't go to the bathroom by themselves.
Why? You want to come with me? Doctor said I shouldn't lift anything heavy.
Tom, wait.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh,
I
hey,
have
cause
an idea. Can I give you
I am Boz.
What you been saying about me?
I just want to be the first to say thank you for slamming your door and thanks for rubbing those hands together, baby.
Did you like my Easter egg? Did anyone spot it
I
beforehand?
can't see. It's too small. What is that?
that's what she said.
That's story of my life.
I do need to know this. The shame that you bring, your shoulders drop. But as soon as we sign off, how quickly are you gonna go punch that in on Google?
I'm disappointed that no one can see my Ryan sucks back there.
I can't
Ah.
see that either.
Travis, nobody can see the Ryan sucks. We could barely see you. during the podcast.
Are we still recording?
Got a lot better.
What you need to do is Control-Delete while you have your camera running, and then you need to go into the camera's executable, and then you right-click, and you need to raise the performance to high priority.
Okay, well, text me that because I already forgot it.
Yeah, it's cool.
You have to increase your flex capacitor.
Hey man, hey, laugh at me. I know important shit. I saved my brother's life with the Heimlich remover, so I can't fucking pull my camera up to high speed. But I got my brother from fucking choking. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Holy shit!
No, this was 20 years ago. His dumbass was.
You're still bragging about something you did 20 years ago?
Hey, I know how to do it. Man. You want to jam a cheese stick down your throat and choke on it? I got your back.
You did
Okay.
Well, maybe not now, since we've all given you crap about it.
I'm no longer eating cheese sticks
You can
now.
die. So when is this gonna be?
This will drop not this Thursday, but the next.
Okay.
So yeah, whatever they did. Is that you have to delete YouTube from your parents' devices? The 17th. No, Mom, they canceled YouTube. They got rid of it.
What happened?
COVID.
Weird.
Yeah, COVID.
COVID.
You got COVID.
So it means doctor of optometry.
Okay.
And then
There's
DH, right?
So Dr. Wum Tollan OD.
Definitely DH. There's definitely a DH there too.
Yeah.
Nah.
Eh.
You can
Now.
just die.
Be fair. Tina, I'm going to reason with it. Look, would you please just say the word philanthropist?
Philanthropist.
Thank you. And would you say the word frog?
Frog.
And the word cart?
Cart.
Thank you. We're done. We're good.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Oh no!
I need to start brushing up on my F words and colorful language, but by Sunday. So I probably should start practicing right now. So breathe in.
You can
Now.
just die.